Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's meeting of BFSI CM Banking Financial Services Capital Market Study Group meeting. And we have today a fantastic galaxy of speakers. It's going to be a very enriching session. I will basically welcome Mr. Samir Shah, Mr. Ashok Tyagi, Mr. Rohit, Mr. Yogesh, Dr. CA Yogesh, Mr. Aditya, Geeta, Mr. Ramesh, Mr. Vikas. Anyway, thank you. So we'll start with presentation without much. So I'll introduce Geeta, our first speaker. So Geeta is a chartered accountant and company secretary with more than 20 years of experience as a strategic and hands-on CFO, heading accounts, finance, taxations, and secretarial departments. She has a fantastic understanding of investment vehicles like equity, alternate investment funds, AIFs, its tax impacts, as well as knowledge of LR's remittances. A brief with developments of equity markets, SEBI regulations, AIF regulations. She comes with an experience of balance sheet trading, corporate accounting, financials, audit, budgeting, MIS taxation, financial policies for segments like healthcare, food service providers, retailers, manufacture, engineering, media, entertainment, almost all fields. She's a speaker who is an out-of-the-box approach in problem solving and consistently drives efficiency, process, and profit improvements. It has expertise in designing and implementing systems to achieve financial discipline and improve the overall efficiency of the organization. And she comes with an experience like companies like Bajaj Group, Midmark Group, UBS, and now in the Reliance Industries as a DGM in Chairman's Office, Director's Office. Sorry. So I request Geeta to please start the presentation.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. So, and welcome to this BFSI's think tank meeting. And today I'll be speaking on the family office management. So, basically, the family office concept in India, how the family office concept in India is now, and what exactly is the cost of running the family office. This is just an average family office in India are totally utilized by wealthy individuals and rich families who have a substantial family resources but have a complex financial investment and personal requirements. A family office service primarily serves one wealthy family, or there can be a multiple families managed by one firm. So both types of offices offer services related to investment advisory, tax planning, estate planning, and other financial services. Expenses associated with family office typically range between 1% to 2% of the family's total active assets, encompassing investment portfolios, trust assets, and liquid assets. Family offices in India offers following services: wealth management. So family offices provide comprehensive management of assets and investment for ultra-high net worth individuals. And also the financial planning. So basically, the customized plans for the families, rich families, are created based on the goals and expectations of the families, and the risk, how much risk appetite is there. Based on that, the financial plannings are generally done by the family offices. Estate planning, strategies for the smooth wealth transfer across the generations. So generally, we have seen lots of properties and estates are being held by the rich families, but many times the transfer also creates the family office creates a plan, so the next generation automatically gets whatever their rights, see whatever their rights are there, they can have their rights. Tax advisory, optimization of tax positions in compliance with regulations. So we have also seen that many times, the tax payments, if the tax planning is not done properly, then there is a lot of tax paid, the tax mitigation or harvesting is not being done properly. So due to the family office also takes the responsibility of optimizing the tax position. Philanthropy and social impact. So family office often supports the families in their philanthropic endeavors. They provide assistance in charitable giving and societal contributions. So we have seen many foundations are being created for the welfare of the society. It's like giving back to the society. Legal and compliance services. So they also advise on the legal matters and regulatory compliance. Risk management, identification and mitigation of potential risk. Lifestyle services. They provide personalized assistance with daily tasks and the lifestyle needs. So, for example, the bill payments and other options are there. So, all the bill payments and everything is also managed by a third party, this family office. So, they don't have to, the people, they don't in the, day-to-day expenses, they need to family governance. Establishment of the frameworks for decision making and succession planning. This is a very important succession planning. So, this service is very important. So this is a 360-degree overview of how the life of a family for the ultra high.
It's a fantastic chart.
The main categories are wealth planning, wealth management, tax planning, trust and corporate services, family governance, and the charity work. So further, all this functions are present. So like in wealth management, they have investment strategies and assets allocation, how to invest in the private equities, consolidated reporting, and investment advices. So in tax planning, also filing of the tax return, how to take the advantage of a double tax treaties, real estate structures. So like this apart trust and corporate. So many trust generally the trust and we have seen the big families, they create a trust, and based on that only the entire functions of being are entire wealth is being managed. So even the trust and corporate services is the function which is being done by the family office. And then the family governance and the charity functions like giving the gifts and life insurance and how the estate plannings are being done. So, generally, the businessmen, so the rich people always, nowadays they have started the policy of investing in the startups. And so investment in startups are generally, they also see what is the percentage of the return they can expect from and how their capital is being secured. So family offices are looking for a new investment opportunities and startups offer the potential for a high returns. According to 2021 report by 256 networks and Excel Global Alliance, family office invested over 5 billion in Indian startups in the last few years. The Indian startup ecosystem is maturing and there are a number of promising startups with soaring valuations that are attracting the attention of the family offices. Among the major family offices in India, R&T has made an investment in ventures such as Cardico, Ola, Snapdeals. My currently invest portfolio includes brands such as Flipkart, Snapdeal, Lenskart.
R&T is what Ratan Tata?
R&T is Ratan Tata. So this is the family offices investment, few of the family offices. The first one is Catamaran Ventures. So this is basically
Narayan Murthy.
R&T startup. Premji Investors. This is Aryan Capital is also Pi, Mr. Pi.
Mohandas Pai. Maybe just one thing. What are the structures of these family offices? What structure do they follow?
So generally they have the one from the legal background and one from the CA functions, chartered accountants. They one. So either they take the advice, they keep a small team and give the perks to the outsiders, take on consultants, or they appoint a full team inside. So chartered accountant is there, and the wealth management MBAs are there, and the legal team are there.
And the structure of the entity, what I mean is, what kind of governance structure is this? The governance structure, you said that who all
It is generally an LLP or a trust function.
LLP or a trust.
Yeah.
No, because from tax point of view also, no, it has to be efficient.
It's a private trust, right?
Private trust.
Okay.
Often it's a mix of multiple structures from what we have seen. One could be LLP because of recent changes in tax laws. It happened. So it's that. And often it's a mix, the larger amount of wealth with family offices to be invested to multiple structure.
No, because what I'm saying is, how is that structure funded then for subsequent further investment? How is that entity? How is it funded then?
So basically, initially, though, they create investment companies only. And the investment company again create a holding company, and based on the investment companies, all the funds comes into the
investment company. Okay.
And from there, they create a holding company. And in that, the family office.
So it's like CIC, core investment company.
Sort of like we have created a Reliance holding company.
Yeah, but actually CIC needs separate RBI approval.
RBI
We will not call it CIC, but that will work more like holdco.
It's not a CSE.
No, but it can get into a CX.
Correct.
So core investment.
Core investment.
I was part of Ashok Tyagi family office.
Okay.
So we were having the Ashok Tyagi Trust. Okay.
Okay.
This is the one company from where all the all the
Investments are.
and everything is happening. So then we have AIF. For AIF, again the LLP is there. Okay. Who will be investing into the AIF, right? Okay. So this will be like a GP or LP, whatever. So that that will work, that LLP. Okay. And then there are private limited companies. And like the trust may the karta, the main person, and the others are like the trustees are there. It's a private trust. And they can be the partner in other LLPs also. So according to the tax structure they have created.
And they bring the capital in the trust as a contribution.
And then you will contribute.
And what is the duration of that trust you're talking about?
This is the
Perpetual trust or there's a period?
private perpetual family trust.
Yeah, but duration?
No, it's a perpetual trust.
Perpetual trust.
Yeah. Because like in SL Propec also, he is invested from Ashok Tyagi Trust. Okay.
It's
So
important.
He just
Yes.
called off to the Blackstone,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Then the money has come to the Ashok Tyagi Trust.
Trust. Okay.
So the
Those
promoters
legal heirs are a
holding,
part of
promoters
trust.
holding whole is structured through a private family trust,
Right.
which becomes a promoter, which is disclosed to regulators as a promoter under regulations, SEBI, etc.
Perfect.
So takeover, open offer, all rules will
Section
depend
89.
on through that.
That is one route. The other route, what she says is that it has to be an investment company then.
Right.
Investment
Very
company. She also mentioned about LLPs,
LLPs, yeah. So either
multiple vehicles. So that's it. The larger the thing amount.
And this
So-
all investment companies also they have routed the funds through trust only. I'm just saying the holdco they have made the trust.
I see.
So and every investment they are doing through that only.
In many cases, acquisition of stakes in companies, for example, listed company, are done in individuals' names. Like it happened recently, last 2 months. Geo Financial, when it got listed, so price was listed X, then it collapsed, then it was supported, and Mr. Mukesh Ambani purchased shares in his personal name. And again, now also last week, there was a massive sell-off because of the war situation. And then it sends a signal to the market. So and so person is buying, so this is a value. So in multiple structures, you have a private family trust, you have an investment company, you have a LLP. Individual names matter because it sends a signal. Otherwise, you say X, Y, Z has invested, and tomorrow one can invest in that and one can exit. There are no disclosures. So here, when a promoter buys, let's say, X amount of lakhs of shares, you are disclosing. Tomorrow, if you are selling it off at maybe 20% higher price, Disclosure is that the world will know. World will know. So such a strategic decisions, communications could be done through this. It's a signal. Right?
The only flip side of structuring through a private company is the NBFC, the 50-50 criteria for investments that gets triggered, and then of course it can also get probably caught in the CIC definitions.
But with that, lot of disclosures are always there.
Exactly.
See, that needs to, if you want to
Fighting
avoid
with the
that,
RBI.
trust structure is always preferable. Because trust
Yeah,
structure
once-
becomes pretty confidential.
Pretty flexible.
No, that one of the important advantages of this is perpetual. Individual is not perpetual, and there are succession issues.
Right.
Nomination, joint,
Sure,
succession.
sure.
And the
Okay.
advantage here is coming clearly. Duration, it really matters. You can change the trust deed. You can nominate others, that thing based on the provision is there. It could be revocable, it could be irrevocable, and lines can be there. But that because of only that advantage is very clear, and control is clearly in certain selected hands, well chosen, selected hands. In case of a limited company, then control can be different, and it is all subject to public scrutiny as per Companies Act.
As we have seen in Tata Sons case, right? The
Yes.
history
Yeah.
episode, they had to
Yes.
change the articles and
Yes,
we took them to the court.
Exactly.
And, so those things
Exactly.
can be avoided.
I'm glad you raised the Tata Sons issue. Significant amount, although Tata Sons is unlisted.
Had that been a trust, that would
As
not
yet.
have been an issue.
As of now.
There could be other issues, because when these are essentially disputes. So when disputes come, issues always are created.
Invariably in a family you will have.
Yes, invariably. And this is okay, a different set of people coming together, even in family, even very, very close siblings. Issues are created under whichever form they go to the trust commissioner's office. That also the system for e-governance, although it's yet to start in a comparable way with other things, but those also filings are there. And there also,
Excuse me, in case of, now these are private trusts, still they will be basically administered by charity commissioner only?
no. See, it is all defined by the definition of the trust. If you identify charitable, then it has a separate clause.
Charitable?
And if it is non-charitable, no, you use our charity commissioner.
Yeah.
So charity commissioner domain is charitable trust.
Correct.
So that is, that's why it's a multiple cell set of that. Tomorrow you will say so-and-so foundation.
Then of course.
That foundation is over 500 crores, right? Now it is over in thousands of crores. So then those are there for purpose of actually CSR activities or personal charitable wish. That comes under charity commissioner.
Right.
Otherwise, trust regulations are separate, private trust. So there the thing is, you have,
Trust.
returns are always there. And whether they are discretionary trust or non-discretionary trust, objectives, shares specified, non-specified. There are many trusts, the shares are not specified. You can say actually how much is in all these cases, I think the shares are specified, right? In all cases, shares are specified.
Yeah, well, what is the holding? It is clearly specified in the.
Yes, for the trust. Very, very clear.
Very clear.
Clear,
Yeah, the
right?
beneficiaries, shares are
Specified.
defined. Yeah, there's a defined.
Defined in the trust.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
They
the
should be.
percentage? The percentage?
If the percentage are there, that is also defined. So if there are many, we have seen a trust where the ownership is with someone else, but the beneficiaries are someone else.
Absolutely.
So even that is,
The main problem.
Yeah, that is the whole objective.
Main problem
So
in this
even
case
though-
of trust.
So
Sorry.
even,
Who are the beneficiaries usually, from your experience?
so it depends, so in some cases, the group, you've seen in Reliance case only, if we can see the main controller of the funds are someone else. And the employees are also given the beneficiaries. So the dividend income goes to the employees, but the control of the shares are with the management.
What is the percentage given to employees usually?
The dividend part, entirely 100%. It goes.
Dividend
It
part.
depends on the each deeds and all.
Huh?
This seems to be very, very specific, objective for
Yeah,
employee
that is-
Actually,
benefits.
so this is welfare welfare trust kind of a thing.
Executive kind of-
It's an employee welfare
This you are
trust.
talking especially about employees welfare trust, not the family office investment. Are you talking about family office investment?
It is part of the family office.
Okay,
So it is like, there are also clauses for the percentage of the shares to be held by the persons, right?
right.
So indirectly, this way the shares holdings are with them, but yeah, they give the benefits of the dividends and other things.
For part of the dividend.
That could be part of some kind of
I think it could be related to some, exemptions or taxability that, how much goes to the unrelated parties or the independent parties sort of.
There are no issues on taxation on that. Yeah. Acha, now you're talking about this one. How many employees are there usually?
So it is only the high, it's not.
Number,
but no, it's not
defined
number.
employees. There would be a
Defined for
defined
people.
set of
How
employees.
many usually?
It depends, 4, 5, 6.
Correct, right?
It's
So
not
4, 5, 6
entirely this.
Right? Not in thousands.
Not
No,
in-
So,
not
so
in
It's not
100,
general.
exactly.
Employees
No,
in
this is
general.
important. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not an employee in
Top level.
general. It is defined set of employees, again, who would be part of
Very,
the,
very limited. Very, very limited. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That means top management.
Yeah, or top management or part of
Right.
family also, that
Right.
who are defined as
Sometimes,
employees.
yeah, the siblings, the.
Absolutely.
children,
So they
all are
would be
there, but
employees
there
of
is other
the
sort of trust
organization,
only
but they would be defined as, okay.
I just want to ask two queries on this. One is, in all these places, choice of trustees is very crucial. And in case, means one is reliability of those people and long lasting also, because it's possible that some of
They are at the
them may
fag end.
expire, maybe not there after some time. So in that case, succession of that trustee also can be a big dicey issue prone for any sort of further disputes. And another one issue I just want to check how it is addressed is regarding how the distribution is done. See, now when there are a lot of family members, so basically the distribution amongst various people, see, the objective of all this family office or trust or any of this succession planning would be not to disturb the operating company structure. Let them have the shares of that company, but not fight for the management of the company. So how that is also ensured, I just wanted to have some lights on that, generally how it would be.
So see, basically that entirely, so even in a family, one person, the father always decides who will handle my business and who will be the other beneficiaries and all, right? This way, here also they train the persons accordingly and the charge of the management is given to one person. And it's entirely like making a will on. So how the father wants his entire, the empire to be handled. So based on what their wishes only, the entire
See,
family
that
planning.
is, one part is the management, which is fair. I'm talking about the ownership, the shares, because again, it will be going through layers. It may not go directly to.
But I said ownership will remain with the controller only, the main person who is even in the trust.
In the trust, he is normally a settler.
Settler, yeah.
It's a settler of the trust. Actually, he is the owner, or he only decides who will be the beneficiary, what are the shares of the beneficiary. And that's actually more of a family settlement,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So the settler itself, the owner that you are mentioning, would only be settler of the trust.
Yes,
Do these family offices also have borrowings, bank borrowings?
generally no.
Trust structure with the banks can't lend only. Trust me.
No, if it's a.
No, if it is an investment
Private,
company,
yeah.
investment
Stock
company.
pledge can be then more kind of LAS types.
These are essential. There are very, very large business houses in the media. Big deals are being done. Billions of dollars are being done. So family office investment is done. Today, there are deals of over $2 billion, $5 in negotiation. And they are not done. They are not possible to be done without funding by a top private equity or.
So again, that is where I think the
players.
structure of the investment would
Or
be
bankers.
important. If it is through the trust, then I think it's not possible to borrow. If it is through an investment company, then yes, those investment company can put as a security some other investment they have already done.
I think
Yes.
the objective is commercial, so I think trust can also borrow from the bank here. Unless it would be a charitable and non-objective.
It can borrow. Unless it is charitable, it can borrow.
Yeah, that can be mentioned in that.
Yes.
Even now, there are AI structure is also very often being used. AIF and particularly category, maybe 3 categories. Because first is out, second, borrowing is not permitted.
Or even a private AI for that.
Private.
And if I'm correct, there would be getting a lot of foreign funds as well to some route.
So it is general now.
Funding these
Yeah.
big deals.
Yes. Offshore funds, often they are cheaper and often they are more easily available.
Even it is interpolated through Hdfc also. That is also another.
It is interpolated or would be interpolated in future if certain things happen.
Yes.
As of now, it is not being done. Proposals are there.
So many family offices have started opening in GIFT City.
It's a regulatory process. They are done. They did it over
10 years out of
for 5-10 years ago.
10
Also
years.
they did.
10 years is the tax
10 years out of starting 15
holiday.
years, you can have a tax.
They opened, they closed down.
First stamp
Now
duty
they are
exemption
opening,
is there.
and now there are fears. The employees have to sit in the complex, and if you put two very well-known, respected foreign entity will give double the salary and recruit them. So many mid players are scared because I have to put 2 people. Then so and so international investment bank will take them, pay double the package. We can't do anything because it's a nascent stage.
So, do cities like Dubai and Singapore attract a lot of family offices? Because there are news reports that some of the top ones are like based out of those.
I think they started creating the staffs. Recruitment is also started.
Which is the best countries, list of top 5 countries for family offices, investment routing? Singapore, number 1.
Number 1 is Singapore. Next is Dubai.
What is the differential treatment between Singapore and Dubai as of today?
So the regulatory things are more in Singapore. The double taxation treaties are also in favorable with Singapore.
Okay.
So these are the example, and the capital gain tax also some benefits are there. So this way Singapore is much better.
And Dubai, where it falls behind Singapore?
Dubai made the main is the regulatory things. It's not totally controlled with the proper regulatory. So that's why Singapore is much better compared to Singapore.
The free zone, the Dubai free zone.
So the family offices who don't want strict regulations, they prefer to go to Dubai. Is it that way?
No,
So the visibility of the funds also depends, if it is not totally controlled, the funds.
If tomorrow the relation gets stretched,
It's a little risky compared to Singapore.
It's little risky. No, little or high risk is, it's a matter of perception and definition, but it is risky. What? Funds may not come back? Political risk? Economic risk? War risk? What is the risk? No, I want to understand clearly. It's very, very important because thousands of crores are involved.
In the sense that the controls, the regulations in Dubai are not too strict as compared to the regulations available in the Singapore. So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
The escape rules may be there in Dubai, which is not there in Singapore.
What?
In a sense, the control part is more in Singapore.
Yeah, see, again, it's a matter of, what stage of evolution the investment scenario is in that country. Dubai today wants to attract a lot of funds. And hence, I think, that is what they might be,
They will open up certain regulations or loosen.
So maybe
always.
over a period of time, they may also.
Middle East has been looking forward to attracting funds for a long, long time. And now it has become a fashion among a lot of professionals to say, become so thing, family office in Dubai. I'm going to Dubai, and family office in Dubai just become a buzzword in the last 1.5 years, isn't it?
No, but she is indicating, I think Singapore is a preferred.
No, very clearly.
But
no, because she has been handling.
Because I think stability.
Her experience in her experience with UBS, Union Bank of Switzerland, of international countries, she knows Singapore regulation. But this buzzword is there. Cheapest flight available, Dubai. What are you going for? Family office in this thing, Dubai or virtual CFO in Dubai?
No state financial regulator.
Huh?
Financial and virtually non-existent.
Exactly. And risk, as we have seen, suddenly, which way it will go? Or when you exit may not be at a convenient time, it may be at a desperate point of time. That's what one of the fears is there. Of course, the government keeps on assuring, don't worry.
Sure.
Consistency is there.
Again, the role of the family office can be broken down into various stages. The preliminary stage is the family office can assist with exploring the various governance models suitable for both the families and the businesses. Structuring and documentation legal matters with external counsels. Assist legal advisors in filing any information gaps that may arise in this process. It can act as a liaison for the family and ensure that there is a consensus within the family on the proposed governance structure and that each of the members is made aware of their roles and responsibilities, preventing the potential disputes. Obtaining a comprehensively drafted family constitution which does serve as an invaluable guiding document for the family at all times. Finally, at the implementation stage, the family office can assist the family in setting and driving the agenda for family meetings, discussions, maintaining records, and helping manage frictions that may arise. Family members outline policies to regulate their public interactions. For example, it is not uncommon to have a media policy which is adopted to regulate the ways in which the members of the family can interact with the media or the general public when making any statements about the family. So, this is the conclusions. We have explored some of the multidimensional facts of the family office, the crucial role that can play in implementing the robust family governance structure. If utilized effectively, they are truly an extension of the family and act as a guardians of the family invaluable legacy. Over the coming years, there is a likely to be considered change in the way resources are managed for the wealthiest family of the world. One can expect Indian family office to scale up to the level of their foreign counterparts. By adopting a family governance structure, the first prudent step, business family must recognize the challenges that impact to the structure itself. There are a host of complexes to navigate and many pitfalls to avoid. The family office can be utilized as a guiding north star for the family, forever constant for successive generation of families. So this way, family office basically is an extended family only. Mostly all the work of the which families are being managed by the family office. You can say as I mentioned, even the bill payments, even they want to go for any property investments are there, the management of all that properties, and where to invest, creating any further funds, creating a trust. Basically, the entire work is being done and the tax planning and other things.
Would it be right to say that family offices has always been in existence? For the wealthy families, always there was family office. Now it has been given a proper framework and a color, because of the amounts involved and also the kind of formalized investments that they do, and hence the I think the quality of people that they employ. Earlier it was always part of some family known person would be handling the entire family investment matter. But now I think because of the size and complexity of investments also that they do, they need more formal structure and more I would say diverse kind of skills that they need to manage the funds. I think that is the reason I think family office has come. But is there any
The major reason is the succession plan.
Succession.
So though it was managed previously also, but that was formalized things who will be the success. Because when we have seen the people generally we have seen the siblings fighting for the property. So this way it gets formalized and everybody knows what's their rights.
Correct. So it has brought in more professional touch to the entire management of the wealth of the wealthy.
It is actually more structured way of.
Absolutely, and long-term planning can also be done, because we have seen in past, in fact, in our country also, there have been large family split-ups, and which has not gone right way, and that has created these issues. I think that is the outcome, and because of those splits only, I think this family offices concept has come up.
And in fact, I think even after Corona, the concept has increased.
Do we see like virtual CFOs are there in future? Virtual family offices will also operate.
Of course, it's there. I think for the Singapore also, many corporates like many the channel, they have VFS in Singapore. So
Okay.
virtual family offices are as such right now in existence.
Is it possible that there could be in future a professional outfits who are kind of only specializing in managing family wealth, and they can manage, say, multiple families' wealth?
So I think PwC and EY have already started.
They've already started that. Absolutely. So I think that can be one of the models.
There are, I believe, specialized firms also.
There are consulting firms who just
Consulting,
focus
who does
Correct.
specifically for.
Only family office management they will do.
world over.
Yeah.
Citibank is there in Singapore. I think they have started.
It is.
Correct.
Which are the top investment banks in this business?
Private
As of today?
HSBC, na.
HSBC
Private wealth,
Huh?
HSBC.
But that is only investment management or entire family
Actually,
office?
They are the
Right from
in the game
concierge
for a long
booking se leke
time.
Smallest to the highest level.
Everything, like they not only manage investments but
Right
everything.
from
they
booking
do.
a cab, if you have to travel, booking
Okay,
a travel.
so that is what I
Even IndusInd Bank has started this service.
I see. Okay.
Pioneer.
It has got
Very good.
huge scope,
Yes.
and it is going to increase after the acquisition happens because
$30 billion valuation.
I have a Pioneer account, I can call and book a cab.
sorry.
I have a Pioneer account, I can call and book a cab also.
Okay,
Yeah, concierge service is completely available.
exactly. That is what is most important. Concierge plus.
Ah.
Whatever the customer wants.
I think
Simple.
Indus Bank for the pioneers, they are also giving the conference.
Yeah,
rooms
yeah.
and
Everything is
part
there.
of the-
Conference rooms and
You can have a
and the
conference room in a
breakfast,
branch.
Refreshments and everything is also given.
okay,
If
and
we want to create.
Like a WeWork.
Like
no,
like a
and
WeWork.
what else?
So in a sense, like if we want to do this meeting over there, we can do that.
Okay, and what else? What are the other privileged services?
The coffees and the biscuits.
It's not that big actually. I've seen probably 15 people can accommodate, 10 or 15 people.
Jhope to hai.
Based on location, they might be bigger.
It can be any number. It can be any number. Anything can be done.
I've seen one branch near my home. So that conference room is not big. It may
No, depends.
probably
No,
go
it's
to
required.
8
No,
to
what
10
is
people.
required?
Nice.
That is okay.
You are talking about that.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So great.
Really insightful.
Very well done in a short period. Rich and famous. So, and there are some who are low profile. Both segments have money, big money, right? It's a strategy of what they want to do, right? Rich and famous or the lowest profile. But wealth is how much? You often get reports. One report came a few weeks back. Top 100, top 500, top 1,000. Numbers are there. Ranking is there. And Harun list. Yes, I think it would not be complete without talking about that. And the ranking comes. So rank may or may not be correct because it is based on certain limited information available. There is no published data, right? Is it guesswork? So some people say often, oh, I am at number 30, but actually it could be in the top 10.
Yeah, looking at his own numbers.
Yes, they look at that.
Depends upon what is available in public and what can be disclosed in public.
Now it is not public. It is one particular report.
What can be
Earlier, Merrill was there, famous for that, and now this has become famous. And some are way down, and they say rival is so much up, and rival is not even what 20% of that person. That's also happening, huh? So this list is quite interesting.
Completely game theory.
And good. And it is really excellent material for all professionals. Oh, list is ready. Let me develop networking or let me develop A grade relationship with them. So it will become easier how we can get the maximum fees, of course, by providing top class services. You mentioned something starting with C. You also started mentioning something with C, right? Different ones. But that is it. So that list, you have the top 10 in the list. You should remember top 100.
Maybe one question comes to my mind. What should be the minimum size that one should look for to have a family office? Now that you know that what kind of complexities are involved in managing a family office or so, what should be the minimum size or a wealth that should be looked at to have a family office?
So it's around more than 100 CR is there, then you should go.
Okay.
Great, wonderful.
Fine.
I'll just say 10 days back, what happened? One up top a professional heading one of the fund managers in Singapore, influencing thousands of crores of investments in India fund, Europe, and based in Singapore. Job change. To came here, Navratris. So what are you doing? They didn't know what to say. Some multimillionaires, they don't mind saying I'm unemployed or looking for a job. They don't mind saying the real good. So he said, I'm advising family office. Somebody did not ask him. So I said, why you are saying that? Which family office? So it has become a buzzword, Now, he may or may not go for a job. I know he has made enough money that way, but family office. So it's an excellent question you asked. And it's an excellent answer you gave. 100 crores chahiye bolne ke liye family office. Otherwise, one should not say that, right?
So he's maybe talking about his own family.
No.
I know, but I know that is the fact. When one says that I am managing family office, that's the own funds that one is managing. And that's a big job, I would say.
Depending on the money. Even if it's 10, 20 or 50 crores.
Yeah.
So I think all our housewives also can say we are managing family office.
Exactly. Yes.
But,
yes, they have a full
what
right.
did I say in between that this is a new professionalized concept, but family office has always been there in India, abroad, everywhere. Family office has always been there.
So now family office is yet to be formally, clearly, specifically as a category to be regulated by the regulator. There is no separate category. Now, in the last 3-4 months, they have been now very, very vigilant and having interactions on investment advisor. What number came? No, we want X number of lakhs investment advisors when there are less than 1,000 registered, right? Research analyst. But this is a large AIF they are regulating clearly. But family office, tomorrow, hopefully the regulator will say family office regulation, and this is a minimum required. And employees, you said they get benefits of dividends, etc. They may have to give some NISM exam or SEBI related exam. So far it is not required, right? Now it is very vital for paying 5,000 rupees fees.
One thing I would say, see, family office is a concept. That is my understanding. See, the regulation need not be there on a family office because family office is not an entity as such. The entity within that can be an investment vehicle, that is investment company, which should be monitored by RBI, or it can be a trust. So it has another ways of being regulated. So the people who are running a family office, that could be the fund managers of a fund. So those are regulated anyway. So family office is a concept according to me.
Brokerage.
It's not
a brokerage. One has to give that exam. Now, investment advisor, it's evolving profession.
Correct.
And one has to give an exam. Investment advisor, one has to give an exam. So here, it is happening. Tomorrow they'll say, okay, family office employees, exam or exemptions. If you are a CA, if you are a this thing, or exemptions. But that time will 100% come certainly. So it's really, really wonderful. We have discussed so many things in such a short period, a kind of a series of sessions we should have, but it is really wonderful. Now the Archana.
Sir, one question.
And Anupam, we can move to the next part. If it's on family office, certainly yes. Then we'll move
Family
to.
office, time concern. One of your, this one is there, family office is managing the businesses also. So, this concept, when the some promoter want to start his business or some factories or there's family office, consider advising on that. What you do, and then how the structure, what is the risk in that. So the family office is going in depth into this.
So, see, there are certain family offices. So for the big companies, so whatever the allied businesses, suppose one company is there, suppose ndAS is there. So whatever the allied suppliers are there. So they can also invest in the small all that suppliers ka business. Take over the business of the suppliers or
So they are consulting.
yeah.
Now suppose Indra is now making state.
Like Hinduja also of consultants.
Correct.
Directly it's too big. Okay. What she was explaining was like a function where people are
Goes to the
very
investment.
this is Anupam. 5 minutes. You said I call even lawyer as a vendor. For the external service
Setting up factory or
instances of they have 100, 150 people in their office.
Continue sitting, then you can move whatever.
Other than the money part, witnessing in that case.
No. I wanted to sit next to Yogesh. Put up your nameplate or side में रख देना नीचे. For that point of time.
Importance of that is family office.
Yeah, उसके लिए क्या?
Everybody wants to have their own share and they want to do their own thing. So where there is a joint family or something like that, we can think, okay, they will be joint family. But where you find brothers are fighting and getting separated, the sons are parting away and doing something on. Many time you can see, especially in Gujarati families, that people are, the father is running or with his brother, textile shop or rice shop, or their son don't want to come to do the सबको अलग-अलग होना है, फिर कितना relevance रहेगी?
Family office is not only of the business status.
Yeah.
It also whatever the assets are there, how the assets will be distributed between the sons. This way, family office will help because whatever the assets are, even if the son doesn't want to join the business, उनकी जो पैसे हैं wealth में,
There's too much money to be managed, so that's why the family office.
So
A good example, sir, is that of Ratan Tata. He's just on his own, right? There is no family as such, but still he has a fairly, big family office.
So, I mean, can I put a very simple, I mean,
they
one.
also have a clause, right? Mostly कि अगर लड़का है, उसके शादी हो गई, so the wife will not be entitled to this much amount. अगर divorce भी होता है या कुछ भी होता है, तो the rights will be limited to this extent. So this will be clarification for agreements भी होगा.
But such a terms and conditions which is overriding some Hindu Succession Act or तो उसमें भी चल जाता है. Because Hindu Succession Act में
But if she is agreeing at the time of marriage, it's like an Indian contract act.
Succession Act में तो लिखा है कि एक बार wife हो जाते तो automatically उसका right create हो जाता है. So whether that.
जी, पर अगर वो son का खुद का asset से मतलब उसने create किया है तो उसका right होगा.
But in most of the cases, in-laws का भी assets में they ask for a share.
Succession Act में तो
little complicated.
Structure that has been created, all other laws will apply as it is. It's a concept. It's a concept rather than it being a structure itself. Family office can be there only by two people also, husband and wife also.
Family office does not mean it has to be a large
ऐसे तो
family.
नहीं होगी.
Concept is to manage the funds and the affairs of a family.
And assets.
Yeah, and the assets. I think to make it more professionalized.
Nowadays, many senior executives are creating private trusts.
Yeah.
Because my boss is Arun Purana. His wife. And she is specialized in creating private trust of wealthy people. That was boss keeps us telling.
Correct.
ससुर का, हाँ ससुर ने जो खुद का पैसा बना के रखा है, हाँ उसके नाम, हाँ तो उसमें भी उसके बहू का कैसे लगेगा? उसका भी लगेगा, नहीं उसमें क्या है, अगर विल नहीं है ना तो एंसेस्टर नहीं है, अगर एंसेस्टर नहीं है, अगर और ससुर जिंदा है तो ससुर जिंदा तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मर गया उसमें तो उसका पूरा, जब तक विल अगर है, विल में अगर उसने क्लियर कट कर दिया नहीं, अगर तो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, तो
विल के थ्रू, मतलब वो ड्राफ्टिंग वो विल के हिसाब से ही होता है ना।
हाँ बट विल होगा तो क्लियर कट हो जाएगा, बट saying ससुर is alive, हाँ and he is having said flat and a company share and everything, जब तक वो alive है कोई टेंशन नहीं, कुछ she cannot claim, जिससे cannot, she can only claim on the husband asset, but जब वो जाने के बाद फिर प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है, तो जब विल नहीं, तो ऐसे क्लॉजेस आई डोंट थिंक मतलब वो सक्सेड होगा हिंदू सक्सेड।
So thank you. So we'll move to the next session. Thank you, Geeta, for excellent presentation. What we just introduce speaker so that persons who are attending basically virtually will also come to know the about us. And then I think we can start the next presentation. So I'll request Archana to introduce the presentation.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Mr. Samir Shah. Samir is currently Executive Director and CFO of Hdfc Ergo, General Insurance Company. He has been part of various industry level committees of Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority and ICAI. Samir has won the CA CFO Insurance Sector Award for 2013 from ICAI. He has been recognized as CFO 100 Roll of Honor by CFO India for the last 5 years. And he is a qualified chartered accountant and has more than 32 years of experience with 17 years in the insurance sector. He's also a company secretary, cost accountant, and a CISA.
We have also Mr. CA Ashok Tyagi, who is a deputy CFO with Hdfc. Mr. CA Ashok is a chartered accountant qualified in 2002. He has experience of almost 20 years in finance and financial services. He comes with a diverse experience and work in manufacturing, education, governance, and insurance sector for 14 years. He is currently presently working as a joint president and deputy CFO. Yeah, and good. Thank you. Welcome. CA Yogesh. CA Dr. Yogesh Satpute is a fellow member of ICAI and also an associate member of ICAEW, England and Wales ICAI. He is alumnus of prestigious IIM Ahmedabad, has done an executive program from IIM Ahmedabad. He is economics postgraduate with statistics elective and awarded PhD with research thesis on capital structure, capital adequacy, and risk management in banks. Yogesh also holds CISA certification. After securing 14th rank in CA final examinations, he joined Axis Bank with ICAI campus placement. He has been a part of Corporate Center Mumbai and instrumental in setting up the framework for governance, risk management, and control functions at the enterprise level, along with several strategic initiatives. He is currently with IndusInd Bank since 2017 as a deputy president, and he will be talking about his role. Yogesh has written several articles, newspaper opinions, institute materials like bank audit guidance, and addressed several members and student conferences across domains, institutions, and platforms. Welcome, Yogesh. Who doesn't know Manoj, but I will still introduce him formally. Manoj Alimchandani is renowned in industry, markets, and profession. His views are regularly sought in mainline media and channels on finance, markets, policy, and corporate issues. He is a CA with 35 experience and addresses conferences on important topics including corporate governance, global markets, and corporate issues, organized by various professional and industry platforms in the ICAI, ICMA, the Stock Exchange, BSE, BCAA, CTC, CII, Ashok Tyagi, ET Gurukul, etc. Welcome, Manoj. So I request Manoj to take over the session and
Thank you very much, Anupam and Archana, and distinguished co-panel members and friends. It's indeed a pleasure. And I will just mention a few words for the benefit of all participants and a few, a few new faces. And we just had a very excellent session on family offices, regulatory compliance is rich and the famous, and very interactive, and looked at a 360-degree view. And it's a large industry. And very interactive session, high quality contribution by each of the panel members and also members, really wonderful. So BFSI and CM, capital market, roundtables, started over a decade back. Roundtable conferences, at least 2 presentations are there in each roundtable conference. And there is also a mandatory open house. In that open house, any latest development, including what happened yesterday or today morning. We have a case here, we got a minutes of a regulatory organization, right? So are discussed at length. And BFSI CM roundtables have set benchmarks over the country and globally, become a role model, has won series of awards at YB Chavan Auditorium when sessions were being held in Cup for It, ICAI, and at the Yogi Sabhagara, and sessions are being held at this ICAI Tower, right from day one, inception, this was one of the first programs, it was there, highly interactive in boardroom format, and excellent contributions by each. And great benchmarks are being set, and open house is really wonderful. We have had a series of open houses, and contributions are there on hot issues. And it's really wonderful to have type of panel, Archana Moge, award winner of ICAI, Professional Achiever Award, right? Head now a CXO in a large infrastructure finance company. So we have seen the days, right? Now we have 40 under 40 awards with CNBC. We have got ICAI award 17th season now at Tard Lenzen. So we have, in fact, number of award winners with deep experience and knowledge, always contributing on a regular basis to critical issues. And a type of panel we have, now he introduced Santosh Maller, class experience, 7 books, if I'm not mistaken. I hope the 8th one is coming soon. Author of 7 books, financial reporting, what happened in COVID, 7 books. Most of them are available on Amazon. Deep contribution on research, expert advisory committee, policy, what has come, everything is heard, whatever is discussed here with sharp ears. What next? If changes happen, right? They happen. Ultimately, stakeholder consultation. This is a part of all stakeholders, 360-degree views are there. So it's really, really wonderful. And a series of conferences are also organized by the team here. I think a conference is happening. One of the conferences is happening soon on 2nd December, right? The team has ensured, I think practically who is who of industry is there. And many want to come in. It's a matter of time when you have got 16, 17 speakers in a day. But who is who? Core industry issues. Because that's the only way you can get together and think tank, about the past. That's why that think tank was there. Be ready with all relevant developments for necessary for the India growth story. Be ready, think and be ready on the feet. It happened already today with the family office topic. So it's really, really wonderful. And we have many people here who could be future award winners. Nomination season is on, so spread the word. Spread the word to all, particularly encourage young leaders below 40 there are more awards for them because future leaders, your CXOs, CEOs, CFOs are going to come from them, right? They may be much more smarter than the earlier generation, and also the business leader CFO awards. And wonderful to have here again Samir, a consistent award winner by multiple organizations. Multiple organizations, right? I think you mentioned in the profile, and veteran in the industry in this specialized sector, and everything you know about the sector. Samir has been a regular contributor, so have a clear understanding of the 360-degree approach. And often I know when Samir is there, sessions can go non-stop for over 4 hours. They are gone in the past. But the point is ready to address any issue. I know Anupam had a word with him, expectation, right? Anupam as a chief convener, he mentioned to me about expectation, and immediately I think over a couple of minutes, everything agreed, right? And that's it. Anything on it. Finance, business, overview, deep down view, 360-degree view, competition, market share, including terminology. I think Ashok Tyagi is also there, deep down, as a president and deputy CFO for the organization. Various terminology of the sector also. So it is very clearly understood because it's a very small specialized sector, but most important sector. Where does India growth story savings come from? Insurance sector. Where do long-term come from? Infrastructure, metros, bridges. Where do they come from? Long-term savings. And who generates long-term savings? Insurance sector. So you have general, you have life. It's a huge thing. It takes care of risk management for the industry. All right. So lots we have discussed on family offices. We'll have a deep down discussion on insurance sector, business, financial reporting issues, including what happened this month. There's a lot of discussions going on financial reporting, conforming to the international practices, and financial reporting conforming with the yes, also the Indian gap, right? What we call Indian ndAS in that. So industry is ready, and balance sheets of insurance companies are comparable with global insurance companies, and at least and actually they are better. We know that, but okay, a very clear benchmarks will be there. So discussions is going on. I saw Samir is on IRDA committees, several, and he has contributed to thought process in IRDA also. So we can have Samir and Ashok. I think it will be jointly, right? Right? Yes. And we'll have
as you said, the future CFOs will have to be more smarter than us. So that is what we'll demonstrate today.
We'll do that, yes. And we'll have a good jugalbandi.
Yes.
Feel free to sit, rearrange the way you want. Yes, but it's a choice available, and even otherwise, and we'll have a hold, and latest developments, open house. We have a lot of expectations from Dr. CA Yogesh Satpute on the open house. Something great is going to come from here, and all of us can contribute. And Santosh, very, very clear on interaction, particularly on today, on the sector, what is happening, and the future on insurance. And we know regulators are open. Consultations are actually going on before it is finalized. So this is the right time to do it. Yes. And I would acknowledge Vikas Agarwal. He already contributed to the family office discussion. He's a co-founder of a fintech company, with lots of initiatives on sustainability.
On presentation.
We have the General Manager Finance of Vocard also. I'm glad just came in. So the CFO's role that we expected to cover in detail. The new emerging scenario, the CFO's role. Aditya, Senior Vice President of Global City Group, Global, and quality. So ultimately, quality is more important after financial reporting is done. So we have a good team here. Ramesh, Senior Vice President of a top private sector bank, right? So we have a good team. Manali, she's an expert on financial reporting on the advisory side. I think I works with a lot of corporates, right? On a very, very hectic and Monday to Friday, totally engage in financial reporting and value addition. Pricewaterhouse, ENY, lots of L&T, Larsen and Toubro. She has corporate experience. So many more. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you again to be here, and to my co-panelist, and also Geeta Parekh, I think, for your good session. Earlier session was quite interesting. The concept is quite new in the sense that it is gaining prominence, and hence it's something to think about actually, and an apt topic on think tank actually. Okay, my topic is on general insurance industry. The topic is very, very broad. So as Manoj said, I can go on and on for hours, and I've done it here and other places also. So I'll try to keep it within our time that has been allocated, and I know it's Saturday evening, so people have other engagements also. So I'll not take more of a time, but at least I'll try to cover whatever is important and which really will help you all to understand the sector. As well as being a capital market platform, so you will be able to evaluate a general insurance sector and the companies after this session. I'll have some time for discussions also, so at least I'll be able to get feedback and the understanding of the people around here, and quite knowledgeable people around here. So I would expect a good amount of the questions which will really help me to sharpen the understanding much more, and at least help you all to understand. And I take this kind of sessions more to create awareness about general insurance, I would say, because as a senior management in the industry, in the company, on the board, I take it as my responsibility to create awareness of general insurance. And why so? Because general insurance is a very, very a specialized topic in that sense. People understand it in a very, very narrow sense. As I would just maybe very lightly put it, sometimes some people come to our office, just walk in and say, "Sir, हमको हमारे scooter का LIC करवाना है." So that's the understanding of general insurance. Scooter का LIC करवाना है. They know that their scooter needs to be insured. Okay. Why? Because that RTO fellow around the corner will ask him. But that's the limited purpose. Even many of the educated people I know who say that Samir, अभी मैं जब 5 साल 10 साल से मैं इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम पे कर रहा हूँ, कभी क्लेम नहीं लिया, अभी तो क्लेम दे दो. So see, these are the kind of understanding, awareness of the general insurance which is there in our country. Why? Because what has been popularized is only life insurance, and that too in the form of savings. Life insurance also in India has not been popularized as a saving, as a protection or a risk management or a protection tool. So people always expect something back from an insurance company. Okay, I can understand, because in India the income levels are not of that level which are there outside the country. But yes, the protection concept and the understanding of risk management is very, very poor, and hence I always make it a point that such sessions are not only to give general knowledge, but also to impart knowledge about what really general insurance is all about, and why the companies also sometimes react the way they react, because companies are also at the receiving end many times. there are so many frauds which are there, and which makes it difficult for a genuine insurance buyer to get insurance at a reasonable rates. Why rates do go up. Some portion of that is also because of the frauds which the insurance companies are facing today. And hence, not necessarily the price hikes are only because of the frauds, but also the normal inflation that we have in our country, the medical inflation that we have in our country, and the kind of, more, in fact, the more the coverage of insurance will be there, the prices become more reasonable. Because insurance is nothing but the business of large numbers. It's spreading the risk across, large number of, insureds. And hence, as we see more awareness, the affordability also will be, better for the insurance. And that will happen only when the accessibility improves. The accessibility in the sense that people should be able to buy insurance very, very, smoothly. Without any hassles. They need not go here and there to find out whom should I contact to buy insurance. So technology again comes here at the help of the insurance companies. And also regulator is taking, efforts now to come out with a platform that I will talk about it, that they are coming out with a platform where you will be able to see and compare products across all the companies for the similar type of covers. And then it will become very simple for the buyer to buy whichever cover he wants, and he need not depend upon the insurance agents or what insurance agents talk about. At times, insurance agents go overboard in committing things which are not even written in the policy terms. So I think this will really help, and hence I take this as a my effort to tell that yes, it's a very important part of every one of us that we should see that we are properly insured.
So other than life, everything comes into general.
Absolutely. So it's a good starting point. So what is general insurance? So he has answered. All insurances other than life insurance, comes under, including health insurance, comes under general insurance. So this is just a standard disclaimer that whatever I say are my views. Don't hold my company, responsible for that.
The investment is subject to market risk.
So this is that, this is not at all any advice, but again, this is my own views that I am presenting, and with my experience of over 17 years in this sector, and I've seen this sector grow. You will see, in the further slides that when I joined this sector was only some 25,000 crores. That was a total premium across all general insurances in the country. That was in 2006. Fast forward today, that is more than 10 times. So last financial year, the total premiums that this industry did was some 2,57,000 crores. So that is the growth of this sector that we have seen. Of course, that is on the back of the growth of the economy, as you see on the things that we have grown, at the rate of say around 13% as a country in last 22 years. So this slide, I'm just giving it as a background to what our country is, and that I will link it to the general insurance sector. Why it is important? Because general insurance sector is linked to how the economy grows. As the economy grows, the assets are built, and those assets and those wealth is need to be insured by the general insurance companies. So as you see, the GDP has grown consistently, over last 11 years that I have shown here. But yes, general insurance industry has been opened up in 2000. So it's around 22 years that it has been in the private sector. The private sector was opened up in 2000, and it is around 22, 23 years that the private sector have existed. And the growth has only come in, after that. So in terms of a country, we are today at fifth in terms of GDP. And I'm very sure that with the growth that we are seeing, we'll definitely be at number 3 in next 7 years. Will surpass Germany and also Japan. So and recently you would have read, S&P also said that today we are at 3.5 trillion, will be at around 7.3 trillion by 2030. And I think, the way we are growing, at 6.5% plus, I think that's really achievable. But yes, I would put, being also a chartered accountant, I would put some kind of a risk factor there. I would not be very, only positive. Yes, good to see only positive, but also be aware of, what's there on the risk side. As you see, interest rates are going up, and that too because of the inflation world over. And now that we are linked to the world, we can't, be growing in isolation. We also need to be aware about what's happening in the world. So US, the interest rates have, gone up. The bond yields have gone up to 5%, and that too as a result of again inflation. It is again, a culmination of what happened in COVID. You put out a lot of reliefs that increased the inflation in the US economy, because of which their fiscal deficit also went up. And just to manage that fiscal deficit, they had to do some kind of a quantitative restrictions. They had to slow down, and hence because of that now they have to issue a lot of bonds to suck out the liquidity from the economy. So they issued bonds, so bond supply increased. So the interest rates also gone up, because there is a lot of supply and demand for the bonds is not that much. So the interest rates also went up, and hence I would say that. But that's a slightly temporary phenomena. It's not going to last forever. But yes, it's a hiccup in the kind of a journey that we are on to. Again, the geopolitical situations that keep on developing every now and then, and the recent one being the Israel-Palestine event which is going on. That also again puts some kind of brings down the kind of efforts that we are doing. It impacts our exports as a country, and hence we need to be just aware about what's happening. It has also impacted crude oil prices, which impacts us as an economy again. The fiscal deficit for us gets impacted because of that. Interest rate go up, so the money becomes costlier. So the businesses think twice before borrowing, and hence the growth gets impacted indirectly. So yes, these are the factors, but yes, there are positives which are much more stronger than this. So at least I am confident that yes, if not 2030, at least 2032, we would be definitely be number 3 in the world. Again, in India, we are seeing some kind of headwinds because of state elections coming up next year, elections for the country coming up next year. So these are all factors which may impact some of the decisions that government may take. So just in this background, I said why I said is because the general insurance industry again depends upon all these things. And once there is some a slowdown in the economy, general insurance industry also will slow down. And go to the next slide.
So I have a small question here.
Yeah.
Last 1.5 years, it's gone.
Yeah.
So how it has resulted into the overall performance of the general insurance, because they are not supposed to commit any returns, but it will definitely some part of their revenue. So what was the impact seen?
So
because
okay, I'll answer this, but that's coming up in the further slides.
General insurances don't invest in duration papers. That's I understand. So my specific context with the short duration investment, because they don't run a duration.
So again, the investments that general insurance industry does, not necessarily they only do in 1 year and 2 year papers. Okay, so there are papers which are long duration also. So if you look at any mature general insurance company, the average duration that they would carry anything in the range of 3 to 5 years. And hence, the investments are not liquidated, immediately. The interest rates which has gone up in the last 1 year did not necessarily that entire investment book of the general insurance industry, which is 4.5 lakh crores. That entire book did not get re-rated, and the entire thing will not get invested at a higher interest rate. So only the new additional investment which is generated is invested at a higher. Okay, but at the same time, when you say that higher interest rate, but to invest the higher interest rate, they will have to liquidate the earlier risks, and that would also give rise to some kind of losses. So it's not always easy to immediately switch investments from high duration to low duration to Ocober. There is always a conversion cost.
And just asset liability, matching, which you have to always keep as an insurance company, long-term contract, liability will come in future. So you can't really, have all entire short term as well.
So unlike life insurance, wherein generally the period.
Everything is too long.
Yeah, it's too long. What is the general, expectation of the investments tenor of the?
So largely, we say, almost more than 85% would be kind of 1 year. But there's a product which is called motor third party. Liability which
I think that's for 5 years now.
Yes, it is one. Now I think health insurance is again is 3 years. So the third, there are loan-linked products. So there are coverages which is like in terms of it's attached to a loan bank. So now if bank is giving a loan for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, so there are products attached to that tenure.
Let's continue the PPT. Sorry.
No, but I think it is good we have interactive thing rather than one way.
Small question as a follow-up. So if I assume a weighted average duration of 4.5 or 5, what would be the weighted average yield types 8 types? 8 quarter types?
No, it won't be 8 quarter. It's somewhere around 7.5 to 7.7.
Okay.
7.5 to 7.7. See, because again the equity book is also not that large.
Like book is more like a GSEC, more like a corporate credit.
GSEC and AAA would be somewhere 5%.
And 10 साल का GSEC में 738 चल रहा है.
And when we say, just to add on this point, when we say there are regulations that what quantum can be invested where. So almost my more than 85% book, which largely remain in debt rather than equity. So that also plays a role. What kind of yield.
Can't generate alpha on that.
Correct.
And then I get into some credit papers.
No. Credit risk. In fact, we are very much against credit risk because see, the business of general insurance is not to take risk on investments.
They themselves can't.
The main business is so risky. So if you see my premiums are hardly fraction of the risk that we take on. Okay, so just for an example, the entire Reliance refinery, okay, which has the total sum insured, for example, of around 2 lakh crores, 2.5 lakh crores is the total sum insured.
Is it so much?
Absolutely, yes. The premium would be in the range of only 150 odd crores.
That's all.
So
Entire industry
or kind of
yeah. So again, the entire industry, the net worth is around 92,000 crores to be very precise.
No, but the amount of premium you said, actually, is it? I know there would be tough negotiations, but is it sufficient to cover the risk?
Yeah. Sufficient.
So is it profitable based on track record, or it could be?
So again,
because accidents keep on happening.
Again, insurance is not a 1-year product. One cannot look at कि भाई 1 साल में profit हुआ कि नहीं हुआ. So that is the reason one has to look at the longer period coverage and the claims which are generated out of it. So if they are not profitable, this price will not be available to the insurer. Okay, because this risk is again reinsured in the international markets.
The net premium which is in the company's hands is only.
It is 0.001%. These are all 99.99% reinsured abroad.
Yeah.
But when the negotiator is very, very powerful, it's like the banker says, I want this company on my account,
Again,
so insurance also is tempted to say, I want this company in my list of customers.
Here I am telling you again, the awareness of insurance comes into the play. You may negotiate hard while negotiating a premium. Okay, tomorrow, if this insurance company is not able to pay your claims, okay, what are you going to do?
Such companies go for the best who can pay even if they go, who will never go belly up.
The companies who are good, they will not, go beyond, below certain price to negotiate.
That's true.
So that is what I'm saying. So this is the awareness. One cannot just try and negotiate the premium at the risk of, not getting your claims when the claims arise.
I'm looking at whether they meet the criteria of average margins are higher or lower.
So let me give you an example from the
You got it, no? Industry margin because it impacts on your stakeholder value also.
Absolutely. So that is what we will see, how the industry looks on parameters.
See, just
How industry has to be looked upon. So that also is covered in the slides.
on the insurance industry, as you rightly asked this question, this is purely plays, as he said, on the awareness. Have you ever asked this question to a manufacturer of a car or a unit?
Correct. कि तेरे को कितना cost होता है?
Manufacturing cost. Answer is obvious. Which is no.
Try to explain that he has
So I mean,
hundreds of vendors.
that's the same thing goes for the insurance.
No, cost knows when Tata Auto does ancillary. So they know the cost of each and every ancillary supplier, although it's very critical supply. But they are very clear. We'll give so much EBITDA margins. But it's a long-term reliable customer. So they ancillary benefits, but they are very clear because otherwise it impacts the cost of the product. They have to compete also. And they have to service the stakeholders, whether they are FIs, DIs or individuals.
So it is the same argument what you are saying. It is a long-term relationship. What cost is incurred and what is the money which is made. I will show you here entire industry what money they are making.
Yeah.
So one question, once the property valuation, the one insurance premium is based on the property valuation, or it's like whatever the book value is?
It's a replacement value.
Replacement
Value, because that is what is covered, because it depends upon what kind of cover you are buying. If you are buying only for your cost, then it will be charged as a premium as a percentage of your cost. But if you want to replace that asset, normally you buy insurance for replacing that asset. If that asset is completely destroyed, you would like to replace it, right? So if you buy it as a replacement cost, the premium would be accordingly calculated.
Because today in GDP, most of the properties are not covered. On the valuation, market value. It's on the historical cost only.
But then that is under insurance.
Then GDP is not coming. How the general insurance can help into it? So that can come into GDP also, and it will be like third and
But
fourth.
that is where the point is. If you want to cover that kind of insurance, you have to pay that kind of a premium. Again, premium is based on the large numbers.
So these are two different factors because your accounting goes on a historical cost. And revaluation is not allowed in every case. But when it comes to the insurance, and from the insurance perspective, if you look at, there is a concept called sum insured. Now, what coverage you want to buy is independent to what value you are carrying in your books of accounts. Having said that, you cannot over-insure as well. That if this pen is worth 10 rupees, you cannot have an insurance of 50 rupees on this. But you can very well have an insurance of 2 lakh rupees for this phone because that's the market value it has.
Yeah. So example, one person having actually property of 80 crore, but his actual valuation in the books is only let's say 2 crore rupees or 3 crore rupees. Okay. And so that's why like you have done the insurance also or not, I don't know. But at the same time, it's not coming into the GDP. It's not covered into GDP. The replacement value is not coming.
Being an insurance company, I can bring in the premium charged on the property to the GDP, but not the underlying asset itself. That's beyond me actually.
Takes it as a cost generally, and the awareness has to also go up property because if the awareness is not going up, then people think it's a cost.
The new houses at that time when I have taken 15 years ago, it was 400 rupees per square feet. So आपका कितना square feet है उसके हिसाब से आप premium pay करोगे. उस हिसाब से they have calculated.
So it's the replacement cost, as we said. There are different type of insurance. That okay, you want to cover for the entire building, you want to just cover the furniture fixture, you want to cover just the electronics. Depends on that, and the replacement cost of that will be taken into consideration while calculating the premiums. And these premiums are not static. The premium which would be charged last year will not be the same in this year. It evolves, considering the losses in the industry, considering the reinsurance in the industry, because most of it get reinsured. As we said, we are covering a Reliance in this example, more than 3.5 lakh crore as a sum insured. the entire and charging, very minimum amount. It's again, diversifying the risk. And then insurance actually works on diversification rather than because, maybe, there are accident, fire, calamities happening across the world, but it will not happen, entirely, in that particular area where you are writing the risk. Because you are writing across and you are spreading you are making a kitty, and that kitty is being used for mitigating the risk or calamity or accident where, a small portion of it.
There's a concept called law of large numbers.
That's right. Law of scale, actually, if I were to say very literally.
Yeah.
I just wanted two things.
In this equity, it is mentioned 6 crore claims reported in FY22.
That's right.
Total 6 crore claims
Insurance.
in a year.
Yes. So that's what this slide is about, that it's highly, transaction intensive industry.
How many will be the health and medical related?
Acha, incidentally, Prakash, why is works with a foreign bank, corporate banker now,
Okay.
right? A Korean bank, and earlier ICAI, Aditya Birla Novo, and rich experience across.
Very good, very good. Good to have you. So health insurance out of this would be at least 50%.
3 crore medical.
Absolutely, not absolutely.
Also very high percentage.
Absolutely. So again, I'll come to that.
I think you
Absolutely. Yeah.
let's not discuss.
So
just you finish the PPT, pushes us to ask questions.
the entire presentation is full of numbers, and that is what I like.
6 crore is like number of taxpayers in
So,
India.
So today we have 32 companies in the general insurance sector, out of which 21 are private sector multi-line, and only 5 are standalone health. They only do health. Multi-line in the sense they do all the general insurance products: fire, marine, engineering, motor, health, even the satellites and everything. Everything is done by the multi-liners.
Only ICC Lombard is listed.
Only ICICI Lombard in private sector, New India in the public sector, and in the health insurance it is Star Health. So these 3 are the listed in the sector. In the GI space. So total number of employees across the sector are 1,60,000. Branch offices around 9,000, and agents are some 6,50,000 agents. We have individual agents. And distributors in the form of, say, brokers, corporate agents, bank being a bank assurance partners, all those are around 1,100 plus. So this is the distribution strength of for the general insurance sector. And why it is, very, very, transaction intensive? Because it's a 1-year product, and after 1 year, again, the company who has written it, again, that company also has to fight with other companies to get that business back. Not like life insurance, because in life insurance, once a policyholder buys a policy, he is bound to pay the premium to keep it continuing. Here, it is only a 1-year contract. And so maybe after 7-8 months, also you also would have experienced, you start getting calls from multiple insurance companies, and how they get the data, don't ask me. That's the mystery. And before you ask, I'm telling you, it's a mystery. Even I get call from my own company also.
Not only that,
So I have to tell them, भैया,
new companies
जरा देखो तो सही किसको phone कर रहे हो.
Getting calls from Echo and also all the new players, they're much faster than pre-existing.
So that's what I'm saying. So again, it's a matter of what stage of evaluation each company is, what is their objective. And once you see the financials, you will know that what are they up to. They want to, get customers at whatever cost. They have got investors who today are not asking them by profit karna hai. So that's the matter of what evaluation stage that. So the average, premium size for us is, 30 crore policies, khali 8,500 ka, average premium, and each claim is, around 22,000 to 23,000. These are very, very rough cut numbers just to give you the idea of the kind of magnitude of transactions and kind of activity that goes on behind this general insurance. And life insurance, these numbers would be maybe 1/10. Number of claims or number of policies or something. It will be only 1/10. But their ticket size are high. And they are on an annuity basis. They keep on getting the premium. Once the policy is sold, the customer is, bound that, he has to pay if he wants to get protected.
See, GI space, we have to incur acquisition cost every year as soon as it becomes due for renewal. In life, you incur once and have the annuity for 20-year, 25-year, 30-year.
Even for agents, here every year he has to work.
And we also get benefit every time we switch. Sorry? We also get benefit when we switch from one insurance company to another.
Now, again, I will
portability
we can talk on this, what you define as benefit.
No claim bonus or
no claim bonus you can get for any company. Even if you continue, you can get the no claim bonus.
The difference is between like a marriage and an affair. Here is an affair. Life
बस अगर आपको अफेयर में इंटरेस्ट है तो then I can't say anything.
Bonus is not transferred, that's clear.
It can be transferred. It can be transferred. Portability.
They don't transfer. No.
That is the portability whole meant for. Portability is meant for transferring all the benefits. As it is, you can transfer the benefits.
30 दिन 40 दिन पहले इंटीमेट करो तो हो जाता है. Last moment पे नहीं करते.
Good companies even do in a week's time.
But they don't transfer the health insurance. You have a benefit.
नहीं, but that is the portability का मतलब ही वो है ना कि भाई आपका benefit transfer होना चाहिए.
अच्छा, now, Samir, from insurance company like HDFC Ergo or ICICI Lombard, portability done to Group Mediclaim New India. They have a tie-up with ICAI group. That is Group Mediclaim. Now, incidentally, their premiums are better because you know how Group Mediclaim works. They are better than an individual one. Now, tomorrow, from group, one goes to individual insurer. Then also that portability whole thing will be transferred.
No. From group to individual, different volume.
They don't allow.
You don't do any of the medical testing or anything. Once you go into individual, there is the entire
whole lot. But they see the data. They have internal approval system.
See but it does not happen as a rule. If you want to do it and they want some kind of business and all, they will do it. But it's not the same. The premiums would be much different. Very much different.
So that no claim. Suppose I have no claim for last 16 years.
In a group policy?
No, individual policy. With a general insurance company. Now, incidentally, this scheme was popularized with ICAI, New India. It was popularized. And then automatic, okay, you check and compare what is the premium. And then you save. Right? If the amount is lower, you are saving a few thousand rupees.
So you want to go from individual to...
No, I'm saying at some point of stage.
It has a catch, sir.
Now, it is lower.
It has a catch.
And lots of people said...
Because I have New India policy also and I have a private policy.
But New India, one is individual, one is group mediclaim. Group. And then you save 20%. So you say, okay, fine. It is 20% saving. And it is our institute. It is popularized actually through... Everybody doesn't know.
Lakhs of member actually enroll.
Tomorrow, a person may not renew his membership, but still may not be having any claim, but he may not renew for whatever reason, or you are not paying in time. Whatever. There is some criteria. So, okay, but it is quite, somebody feels it's a matter of protection. Let me have peace of mind. Then what?
So my advice is, first of all, never convert your individual policy into group. Please continue your individual policies as it is for saving few thousands, because group insurance is not at all an assured insurance. First of all, because next year that company who is providing you group insurance may not renew that because of their loss experience, the claim experience that they may have. They may increase the prices and ICAI will say, no, I don't want to continue with this company in a group insurance. Okay. So then
they have always a list of companies and they tie up with whichever is there.
Correct. But again,
it's huge number also is very attractive.
It is attractive.
What is the
you look like.
No,
it looks attractive, but ask that insurance company whether it is attractive.
We ask them. It's very good. They say we are ready for service.
Rough math says the claim ratio of more than 50% with the kind of effort and administrative cost, etc. The margins.
What do you feel this group insurance loss ratio would be for the industry? Who can guess that?
No guess, you know the facts.
नहीं बोलो कोई तो बोलो मेरे को.
You know the facts.
Generally, we have seen
I have no claim.
7 to 8%.
16 हो गया.
But this is the whole, this is misconception that I have no claim, but
Group insurance concept is around 7 to 10% claim आता है उसमें. Depends आपका.
It is more than 100%. It is more than 100%, the loss ratio for the industry. Public sector companies like New India, United, National and Oriental, their group health loss ratios are 130%.
Then why they continue, sir,
Claim,
if it is not viable?
industry claim and this ratio.
टॉप लाइन का जो मोह है ना, धंधा दिखना चाहिए, but नुकसान करता है. I'll show
Eating
you
out the
top-
bottom line, although it's adding top line.
But why government has to fund them every year?
But they can revise their premiums in that case, no?
Then you will not renew.
No, but
Sir.
no, we look at the premium and we say it is fine because we don't have a choice.
Sir, 1 year New India changed their premiums and they had to revise the premium something like more than double.
Okay.
All the senior citizens were up in arms,
Okay.
saying that how can New India increase? But they are in business.
I know it came in media. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
But that was not related to group.
But overall, the group also comes in that overall health. Group ka loss ratios are over 100% for the industry. So no company is, willingly doing group insurance. For us, if you tell us that, this is the price you want to do, we may say, this is my price. If you want to do, please do. Otherwise, we don't go after that customer. Unless there are other compulsions, we don't write. It's a loss making. Because we cover everything in that. No? Problem is that in individual, one can always put restrictions.
But somehow the reputation of some of the insurance companies, particularly Star, has deteriorated significantly because of refusing settle.
But that is what I'm saying. So first you may
social media, there are a lot of
take
campaigns.
premiums at lower rate, and then the time comes when you have to refuse the claims. Rather, you do a good underwriting at the time of entry, charge proper premium, but at the time of claims, don't harass the customer. See, the whole product of insurance is what? Is claims. At the time of claims, if you harass the customer, that's the biggest, crime that you are doing, because you have taken money in advance. That's a disservice. So at the time of claim, if you try to harass a customer saying that, no, I will not pay this, I will not pay that, I'll only pay 50%, that is a disservice. But rather you take more premiums, give proper service at the time of claims. That is the more, I think that is the service of.
Actually, who does this service? Is it the insurance company? Ashok? Yeah. Who does this service? Is it the insurance company or the TPA? Because often the TPA gets blamed.
No.
So what is the fact?
I think that we are trying to just, head split, but TPA works on behalf of insurance companies. So it's not TPA's fault.
But customer, when he's in hospital, the relatives deals with the TPA on those crucial days.
Yeah, but TPA works on the instructions.
On the guideline of insurance.
So it's not the TPA is
Yes.
who? It's a service provider.
Yes.
So he doesn't have any.
So insurance company is
But
responsible.
I think now that TBA services, most of the now general insurance has been done in-house now.
Correct. So private sector, all private sector companies, like we have our TPA in-house. We have a lot of doctors on our rolls. So we have doctors who are on the rolls.
Doctors we had was sitting under one roof and.
So as soon as the call comes, the doctor only approves or disapproves the cashless.
Who does not have in-house as of today?
Maybe most
All
of
the
PSUs,
PSUs.
as I understand, and some of the small new.
Which ones?
Chalo,
Start.
Manoj, I think this discussion
No, I
we
know.
can have in the discussion sessions.
Yeah, but this company?
Not sure, sir.
Okay.
Sir, this earlier, this one is 6 crore, that I have not understood.
These are number of claims. अगर हमने 30 करोड़ पॉलिसीज इश्यू की है, उसमें से 6 करोड़ पॉलिसीज में क्लेम आए हैं. So that is how it works. It's a frequency and the severity of the claim. That is how it is worked out. Premium कैसे workout होता है कि भाई तुमको 100 पॉलिसी लेंगे, कितने पॉलिसी में क्लेम आएगा और कितने अमाउंट का आएगा, सीवियरिटी क्या होगी. So that is how, and how many policies that the insurance company will write. That is all what actuaries does. What do actuary do?
So अभी भी वो asterisk लगाते क्या act of God का?
एक्ट ऑफ गॉड का तो है ही ना, लगेगा ही.
अभी तो एक्ट ऑफ वॉर का भी लगेगा.
देखो ना, एक्ट ऑफ वॉर का सेड ना.
मार्जिन प्रीमियम में कैसे सेट करते हैं?
सॉरी,
The margin कैसे प्रीमियम में सेट करते हैं? One parameter is how much claims you are getting. Based on that, you calculate the premium.
correct.
You calculate the margins on that, like the profit margin of.
So profit margins depend upon the products. What is it that, what is the ROE that one wants to, project for that. Competition again is very important factor. I can't price myself out of competition also. Then I will have to manage my margins. I will have to control my costs. So there are standard, profit margins that actuaries put while pricing a product. But then it is depending upon also the what is competitors selling it. I can't say नहीं, मैं तो 100 रुपए में ही बेचूंगा. अगर मार्केट में 50 में मिल रहा है तो फिर मेरा प्रोडक्ट खाली उधर ही शेल्फ पे ही रहेगा, कोई खरीदेगा नहीं.
And see, it is not that quick that you decide today and you change price immediately, because you have already sold a product which will be applicable, or you are obliged to honor those claims to 5 year, 3 year, 10 year, 15 year, 20 year. So you can't revise the price for them. You have already sold the product. What you can revise for the future selling.
New policies can be at a new price, but the old price at which I have, it's a contract. So I can't, say that I will not honor the claim only because the prices have gone up.
But general insurance is generally max 1 year business. So
but I can't increase the price. IRDA has to do my pricing.
That's correct. But even this pricing has been determined by the actuary also. No?
Correct.
But see, the thing is that once the actuary is there and then your product team is there.
Correct.
So both then accordingly market is there.
Correct.
So accordingly, how this has been integrated to come under that price, and what is the finance role in this?
Finance role is to give them the correct, inputs of what could be the inflation. What inflation that one has to factor in. Because today you're taking the premiums, the claims will not come today. The claims can come 1 year down the line also. Last day of the policy also the claims can come in.
Maybe even after the policy is expired.
The finance role also is in investments. How we do investments.
Most of the time the product actually decide the market price.
So it is a joint discussion between the actual market forces and the finance put together.
So see, it's like estimate. Actually, can estimate basis the past experience.
Correct.
So they are having past experience on product that
actuals are then provided by
finance. Are totally different than the.
But if I can see this industry, the actuary and then product development, then you are going to IRDA, taking the permissions on that product. These are quite, I think, 3-4 months minimum.
Absolutely. But that is what I'm coming to. What regulator is doing, they are simplifying it. Now they are saying, okay, you change the price.
So price preparation जैसे RBI interest rate का charges का हमको दे दिए free of.
नहीं, but ऐसा नहीं है. Either there is earlier it was file and use. So you file the product, they approve and then you use. But now there is something called use and file. But then you start using it only in terms of price, product wording and all. But pricing you cannot change it, by use and file. Because there you have to prove it that yes, there is a need to change the price. They also don't allow your loss ratio to go beyond a particular point. They will say that you can't make unreasonable profits.
Unreasonable loss भी हो सकता है.
हाँ, तो unreasonable loss अगर तो you prove it. So then they will allow you to increase the price.
10,000 price रखा है, मैं 8,000 करूँगा तो सब business मेरे पास आएगा, but claim settle करने के टाइम.
Absolutely. So it's not, very, very, unilateral. There are a lot of factors which come into play. Okay, GI ka, I'll just give you some, key peculiarities. One is in insurance, there can't be a composite license, at least as of now.
That was in process couple of years.
So that is still there. It is lying with the parliament, so it is not yet considered. So there can be today either you can do life, non-life, or standalone health. You can't do all under one roof in one entity. Premium before cover. This is very unique for India, and I think it's a boon. It's a very good thing. You can't start any cover or issue any policy unless you have a premium. World over, there are a lot of issues because of the premiums are not collected by the companies, and they issue policies and they are on risk. So they have to honor the claims, but they have not received the premium.
Okay,
so this is under Insurance Act section 64 VB. is the biggest boon, I would say. Otherwise, you will see, lot of companies, going bust.
That is a leverage insurance selling.
Okay, FDI limit is now gone up to 74%. Initially, it was only 26, then it went up to 49, and now it has gone up to 74%. Motor third party is the only segment which is tariff where pricing is decided by IRDA along with the Ministry of Motor Transport. Sorry. So that is the only tariff product. Otherwise, all the D-tariff companies can price according to their risk-taking ability, their past experience and everything. But we have to take post-approval, not prior approval, but after you implement the price, you have to take the approval of IRDA.
Can they say no, or is it just a formality?
No. They would ask us to revise the thing at least. They would say no if your loss ratio experience as on date is such that you don't need price hike.
So you cannot just profit year based.
No. So they would say that your loss ratio is around 50%.
So why are you hiking?
Your expenses are around say 30%. You have 20% margin. Why you want the price hike? They will not allow.
How low can they price that premium? How low the premiums can they price? Is there a restriction from our IRD on that?
No, there is no restriction as such, but then you'll have to demonstrate, na?
It's a metric, sir.
But if you price it too low also, what will happen? Your loss ratio will be very high. Then your loss paying, claim paying ability will be going down. So then they will not allow you to price it.
Why I brought up this because I had a medical claim initially of some other company. And Reliance that time they started with and the premium of
999.
Very low, maybe 20%. And then after 2 years they raised the premium. My query was how can they price so low? Given the industry already somebody is charging something higher.
So initially when they priced it, they would have estimated that at this price I would get so many policy holders, and that is how my kitty would be big and I would be able to service. See, again, it's a business of large numbers.
But that is permitted is what I was trying to
but then immediately after a year or two, they had to reverse. So IRDA also is learning. See, again, if you ask me, IRDA is also a very young regulator. Compared to RBI, which is more than 70 years old. IRDA is hardly 20 years old. Abhi teen se bahar aaya abhi. So that is what it is also learning. So, because in earlier days, once the general insurance business was nationalized in 1972, from 72 to 2000, when only public sector companies were there, only 4 public sector companies were there. The rate was, tariffed. एक book था, वो book में सब risk का price लिखा हुआ था, and the prices were so high, in fact, that there was no issue of profitability for the government. But at that point in time, the other expenses were not that high. So once privatization happened and they opened up, everyone brought down the prices. So then they realized कि भाई नहीं ये तो चलेगा नहीं.
It was a day of monopolies earlier, so there was no choice.
Correct.
One thing I just wanted to highlight over here regarding the medical and group insurance. I have many people in working for hospitals, and they don't take a medical policy for that simple reason the hospital is providing them the medical facilities. So that perception remains with them. However, I try to tell them that see, you're working there for 15 years or maybe whatever period.
कोई insurance नहीं देगा.
And secondly, say
limited cost वो incur करेंगे. If tomorrow someone says,
I think that's a very good selling point for medical law because I've noticed many not taking those policies.
Correct.
Because hospitals providing them free.
Right age, if you have a group insurance from your employer or whoever, you should have individual policies immediately. As soon as you reach an age of 44 or 45, you should have your individual policy and you should keep on renewing it. Because once you reach age of 60, then no insurance company is going to touch you.
Why is that? It's a very why not give a premium?
You will not pay.
No, give a premium.
Sir, 80,000 premium है डैडी का.
No, but why? Because you are representing an insurance company and you are saying it won't touch you. So there is a huge segment, not only in India. Youngest,
Will you pay a premium of say 2 lakh per annum?
Give a quote, no? So today, India is supposed to have the youngest population, average age, people are saying 26. Other countries, Japan and all, Europe, age is much higher. But then whatever percentage over 60, you use the word over 60. So then
65. In fact, we have a thing of about 65, up to 65. There is an entry age. But once you enter 65 ke pehle, then we'll give you to lifetime.
Okay, but you'll give the normal premium or you'll give this amount 2 lakhs or you'll give?
No, it is not very high. It is increasing, but it will be not this high as, if you want to only enter at that.
So it's a standard before 65? Absolutely. You went 65 because of IRDA or it was voluntary?
No, because that point in time, what happens is it becomes a negative selection. The claim becomes definite. And I don't know whether the claim would be of 5 lakh or 10 lakh or 50 lakh. I can't charge right premium. I don't know what is the right premium.
Ultimately, insurance is mass. X percentage gets it, X percentage are no claims.
But that's what I mean. Up to the age of 60, 65, we can do that math. There is a data available. But beyond that, the data is very sketchy.
Data is available.
But it's very sketchy, Manoj. It can't be, we can't model it.
You're taking a punt on the health.
Yeah, and how many such policies I will get? Because that also is a punt.
Sir, above 60 and below 20 is a tail event.
Policies you get. If you start marketing to over 60 people age or 65, you'll get more policies from them.
How much
because
premium I will be
it's
able
very
to
easy
get
to
from them?
understand.
I agree, but what premium I will be able to get? Can I charge?
Based on your margin.
Claim भी ज़्यादा होगा ना सर? Claim भी ज़्यादा होगा.
Not necessarily.
हाँ तो आएगा ना तो मैं तुमको बोलूँगा चलो मेरा 10 लाख का प्रीमियम है तुम दोगे मेरे को नहीं देंगे
सब आएंगे.
But the moment of not used in fact, for example, I take a policy.
Every year project either on me.
That is allowed.
Side is too high for them.
Work out a premium and give it.
It is not allowed.
Individual then because it becomes an individual risk ना.
Yeah.
See if it is a group.
Policy buyer को 1 लाख रुपए देना.
Taken by father.
कॉस्ट तो बढ़ेगा ही ना.
Cost तो बढ़ा है.
बढ़ेगा हाँ. बट इंडिविजुअल पॉलिसी अगर 65 प्लस का लेने जाओगे इंडिविजुअल में तो फिर बहुत लोडिंग लग जाएगा.
हाँ but
बिकॉज अगेन मेडिकल टेस्ट होगा आएगा इमीडिएटली पता चल जाएगा क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है. इफ आई स्टार्ट लोडिंग दैट फॉर ईच एलिमेंट प्रीमियम आराम से 10-15 लाख हो जाएगा. And I should get such customers. At least I should get some thousands में because each claim would definitely go beyond 10, 12, 15 lakhs.
उसमें population नंबर गेम नहीं बन पाएगा उसमें.
See, that is the science.
आपको हर पिन कोड पे 10 लोग ही मिलेंगे ऐसे.
IRDA has put
5 लोग.
that IRDA has put this rule that above 65
No.
IRDA encourages insurance companies to have policies for all.
No, and
They want a large
give
market
continuity
and
for
they're
life.
supporting consumers.
There is a continuity till life है.
but new policy after
New policy में there is a challenge. Because there definitely the experience is negative. क्योंकि वो नया पॉलिसी क्यों लेने आता है? उसको पता है कि मेरे को ये प्रॉब्लम है 2 साल में ये आने वाला है.
Group mediclaim.
But how insurance companies cover this in group mediclaim?
Existing
ग्रुप में ये
like
होता है ना पेरेंट्स सर
say I'm an employee and my
बट इसलिए तो इट इज दूर से रखते हैं हम लोग.
See, group insurance where there is this, the limit is very small compared to every group will not have group insurance maximum 5 से ज्यादा नहीं. और दूसरा insurance है group insurance में कोपे ज्यादा रहता है. पेरेंट्स में कोपे आ जाता है. तो group insurance में
वो पैसे वंस यू आर इन जॉब ठीक है.
insurance में कोपे 20.
जॉब में नहीं रहोगे
मेरा तो अलग है.
No, group insurance of New India with ICAI, there is no co-payment. Acha, now Samir, one important point on what you raised. We are talking about 60 age. 60 age. Now, you are an employee of Hdfc Ergo. So you are covered by the company's mediclaim policy. Good amount based on your level. It is sufficient. Now, retirement age may be 60. It may be 62. This is an evolving trend. It may be 65. So, on the day your employment gets over, it may be 60, it may be 62, it may be 65. Then you don't have individual policy because the company policy is sufficient. you may or may not have claimed. Maybe in 30 years of service, you might have claimed once, no big deal, small amount. Now, the day your termination, the day your employment gets over, you get a good farewell and all flowers and all fine, great, huh? Good. But then what happens? Next day, you don't go to for a medical claim individual policy. Often there is a gap, 3 months, 6 months. And then insurance company says, you are 60 plus always, maybe 62, 65. And then such cases I know, they are being refused policies.
Correct. Why? What is financial planning?
What is an executive like you do?
This is what I'm saying. The one has to start planning early on that. That is where we start plan early.
No, but what you do? You have coverage.
50-50
You're
planning start.
You're retiring at 62 or 65.
Start planning early. You have to have an insurance before.
Sir, इसका need that insurance. इसका एक solution.
अरे need is not that.
Company takes care.
इसका solution है. But आप क्या कीजिए? When you are in employment, you take personal policy and you take high deductible in that policy because say suppose in your employment you are getting a 5 lakh sum assured policy.
So I have one question here.
Internationally, the deductible say 5 lakh.
Is there any product which you have internationally?
Take a policy when it is not required. Take a policy when it is not required.
Sorry.
Much beyond
we can just avoid cross discussion.
Yeah, avoid. Yeah.
Let's avoid cross discussion.
We'll take all this.
Yeah, I have one question. Is there any global product under general insurance which can be an opportunity for India to come up, and are you working on it?
We already have launched. Just last week we have launched a global product where you can get yourself treated globally. उसका प्रीमियम भी ऐसे ही होगा. See, अगर 5 स्टार में जाओगे आपको क्या देते हो, और अगर आप उडुपी में जाओगे तो it is like that. So it's a global product. You can get yourself operated anywhere in the world, but that policy is there.
So in short, the empanel list of hospitals will be a global hospital instead of
effectively. Yes.
Obviously, see, it's a arithmetic है, simple है वो, law of large numbers है. It is not, no company is going to pay out of the pocket. वो premium से ही payment होता है. So it is very simple if you understand the arithmetic. तो कुछ भी नहीं है इसमें.
Sir, just when you go life insurance.
हाँ.
Life insurance mortality rates earlier were considered that's the premiums are very high. Now they have improved because of life standards, and that is allowed to reduce the premiums. Similar things we don't have in health, where in over a period of time, or do we actually use something of that sort? That over a period of time, maybe we can cover 60, 65, 70 also.
But इसमें उल्टा है ना. See, इसमें क्या होता है life insurance में as your age improves, आपका claim पीछे चले जाता है. Their investment income goes on increasing. Correct? In health insurance, in fact, as your age goes up, your risk for claims keep on increasing. Ulta hai.
So do we have any standard which we compare like I'm talking of mortality for life? Do we have something of that sort?
There are data available कि भाई what age, what kind of ailments you keep on getting, what kind of claims you get. And not only that, our health care cost is also increasing day by day. We have not discussed that here. The healthcare inflation is around 14%. My normal inflation is around 6.5%. But my medical inflation is 14 to 15%.
The upper limit of the claim, supposing I have taken a policy of 5 lakhs, for example. So even if that inflation doesn't affect, because my claim is up to 5 lakhs.
But claim is up to 5 lakh. But that earlier that claim was only 3.5 lakhs, na?
So if I increase my cover, only, then premium should go up, right?
So premium will go up accordingly.
Can we move beyond health insurance?
We will get into.
So let me explain the entire thing. Maybe then we have 20 minutes for discussion. So it's 10 to 5. So I'll finish my presentation by 5:15. So we have 15 minutes for discussion thereafter. Okay?
No more worries.
Yeah. So coming, if you look at the financials of a general insurance company, currently there is only Indian GAAP. So we don't have IFRS for that today. But once the IFRS comes in, the entire balance sheet and also the profit and loss, how we look at it will change, because the discounting of reserves today is not allowed. We don't discount the reserves because the claims which I reserve today we provide for, but I would be paying maybe 3, 4, 5 years down the line. That today we don't discount it in our accounting standard. It is not allowed. But once IFRS and ndAS comes in, will be allowed to discount that. So this one part of that, my claim cost will come down to that extent. But this is only one effect. There are multiple effects of ndAS and IFRS 17. So what impact it will have on the balance sheet and all the ratios and all will have to be seen, and it will be different for different companies. What mix of business that company is writing, and it will depend on that.
I think the impact of 117 is more pronounced for life insurance.
Both in general maybe longer discounting impact will be higher for them. But in general insurance, there are other impacts of reinsurance, because in life reinsurance is less, but here reinsurance is very, very high. So that's why that impact again is there. So solvency is again very important, as we were discussing, claims for so much time. For insurance companies, the solvency, maintenance of solvency is very important. And what is prescribed is the assets should be 1.5 times the liabilities. Very, very short. In very simple terms, not liabilities, but what claims can come up. Uska 1.5 times should be your assets. And there is a methodology to calculate it. If you see the presentation, I have given it in the backup slides. But it is primarily based on your claims experience only, what business you do, what kind of reinsurance you have, and what is the claim experience. So these are the factors which are taken into account to arrive at what capital you should have. And that required capital, you should have 1.5 times your assets. Go to the next slide. This is the size of the industry. As I was talking, in 2001, when the industry opened up, it was only 98 billion. So 10,000 crores was the premium in 2001. Today it is 2,57,000 crores. So again, that has grown at CAGR of 16%. And if I compare it with the GDP of the country, it has grown at 13%. So it is very, very consistently linked to the growth of the country. So the country growth, the GDP is 13%, we are at 16%. So it is at a delta of 3% always.
What is the market share of the PSU, the 4 PSU?
एक मिनट, slide number आ जाओ, slide number 8 पे चले जाओ. सबका जवाब है.
Sorry sir, but question keeps on
आएंगे ना, नहीं, but I know, that's why I put it. See, if you look at public sector, in 2001 public sector was 100%.
Right.
कोई भी प्राइवेट सेक्टर नहीं था. जाते जाते 2008 में 57% हो गया, 100 become 57. In 2015 it became 50%, and today it is 32%. So
1/3.
So that is the public sector share has come down from 100% to 32%. Private sector, which was 0, it has come to 51%, and standalone health also was not there. So that's also private sector actually. So private sector is 61%. And public sector, the specialized is nothing but agricultural insurance and ECGC, credit corporation. So that has come down to say 40. So it is 60-40 today, private and public.
Between public sector entities, they have to go with the public sector generally, or it's not the trend?
No. So SBI General, what you are talking about, SBI General is in private sector. I have classified as private sector. But they operate like private sector only. SBI General does not operate like.
There are only 4 PSUs, sir.
Unlisted ones.
So here is the line of business. Next slide number 9. अच्छा ये हमने miss कर दिया बीच में ना. So this is the penetration of insurance. So our premiums, what I was talking about, 2,57,000 crores, that is 1% of our GDP, which was only 0.5 in 2001. So again, it has gone up. So again, awareness has gone up. People have started buying insurance. Earlier, 0.5% of GDP है भैया. ये
significant.
हाँ, 0.5% of GDP. So that's what you have to look at. Global ranking, we were at 28. So now we are at 15.
How it will be developed countries?
Yeah. Developed countries, this penetration is 4%.
15 in what?
Yeah, 4%. World का 4% है.
4 times to go.
15 in world over.
In what?
Premium term. Premium terms. So world over it is 4%. Emerging Asia is 1.6. We are 1%. So still there is a lot of scope. It's not that, because the penetration is too low for that matter. And health insurance for that matter is very, very low. Only 52 crores out of entire 140 crore, 52 crore are covered in some form of insurance. Again, that includes all government schemes and everything.
Including Ayushman Bharat.
Sub mila ke 52 crores only are insured. So there is a huge, there is a deficit where they get insured.
So number of policies, we are in the top 3 in the world. Number of policies.
Yeah, because of the population.
Are we in the top 3?
No, that I don't think we measure.
Because
उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है, sir. क्योंकि population का कोई comparison नहीं है.
तो सर China and India.
Scope का देखो ना, scope is 1% that itself shows ना that we are so underinsured.
With 3 times scope over it.
It goes with the Indian mindset. If you hear senior citizens talking, ये पैसा फालतू में जा रहा है, कोई फायदा नहीं है. Actually 4 साल के बाद मेरा ही पैसा, अगर मैं 4 साल के बाद में क्लेम करूंगी तो मेरा ही पैसा मेरे पास वापस आएगा. तो क्या
प्रॉब्लम वो है ना, पता नहीं
कब होगा.
बट यू डोंट नो ना, 4 साल के बाद आएगा, 10 साल के बाद ये आएगा और कितना आएगा. सर you treat it as investment. Health insurance is an investment. Never cut corners on health insurance because the way medical cost is increasing ना, बस एक कुछ हो जाएगा ना, one knows, people have gone into debt because of the COVID.
Manoj, like I am paying premium for last 25 years, कुछ भी claim नहीं आया.
अच्छा है ना, लेकिन आप you हाँ वो सोचो ना.
Awareness होना चाहिए. Better we don't have to claim.
बस अगर एक साल आप रिन्यू मत करो, आपको देखो कितना टेंशन आएगा. हो जाएगा, क्लेम ही हो जाएगा. You got it? See that protection, that mindset that okay मेरा है insurance, that itself is enough.
And any near relative or something hospitalized or claim में problem, then you all fear. थोड़ा और बड़ा दो क्या मैं? I 15 lakh cover, should I take it to 20-25 lakhs? ऐसा
नहीं आजकल the medical cost is killing, and there is no control on hospitals. That is the major thing that we are fighting for.
So just one question: the premiums, how we calculate over here, given the cover, are we cheaper compared to Europe or US, or are we
very cheap?
Because sir,
very
medical
cheap.
expenses are
Sir.
Sir, so that when we are comparing globally, worldwide, our actually we are all so actually we should not be comparing 4%. We should be actually much higher.
नहीं, it is penetration है सर कि भाई कितने लोग लेते हैं. But our affordability is also problem ना सर. इसके लिए हम claim premium तो बढ़ा देंगे हम, लेकिन फिर खरीदेगा नहीं कोई.
Well, let's cover. We'll cover financial reporting. We'll cover digital. We'll cover M&A. We'll cover M&A also.
Yeah.
Premium factor calculate करना चाहिए based on the affordability and inflation.
Not necessary. अभी सबका नहीं है. पहले था, अभी नहीं है.
अच्छा, but hospitals का कोई price metrics
कुछ नहीं है. There is no regulator of hospitals.
Even the
So same service
association cannot talk to the hospitals से भाई तुम बेड का इतना ही चार्ज करो, इतना मत चार्ज.
चल रहा है. At least the private sector has started talking now. In fact, we are going to make one exchange where it will be common for all. For particular treatment, the cost will be. But what difficult because each hospital has their own costing again. ना कोई बोलेगा नहीं मेरे को नहीं परवड़ता है.
It's free enterprise. It's free market.
But that is what ना. But insurance फिर कहाँ से देगा पैसा? Premium फिर उसी से देना.
That's also free market. Private sector 61%.
वही बोल रहा हूँ ना. तो क्यों हो गया 61%? Because people would not have got service that they expect from public. I'm not talking anything against, but it's again.
So distribution, I think we can skip or directly we can go there.
हाँ ये public sector, private sector हो गया.
Priority because I know it can be a series. Financial reporting, digital, M&A, and of course India growth story.
ठीक है. So this is like what is the composition of this 2,57,000 crores. Just go back to slide 9-8. हाँ बस. Like accident and health was only 9% in 2001. जो 10,000 crore था प्रीमियम, उसमें से खाली 9% was accident and health. So which is now 38% of 2,57,000 crores. So the premiums in accident and health has gone up. People have started buying. अगर आप मोटर का देखो 40% था, आज भी 32 है. So it is not like though 32% of such a high thing of 2,57,000 base has increased. Same way is commercial product, तुम्हारा fire engineering, वो 51% was that only. Earlier people used to buy only वही insurance जो mandatory था. वो लोन लिया तुमने बैंक से, बैंक बोलते इंश्योरेंस करना है, वही चलता था.
Segment wise.
Though it has grown, but yes, because the entire pie has become so big, 18% है, it has also grown. So this two, motor and accident and health, that itself is around 70% of the total general insurance.
Motor is also statutory, करना ही पड़ेगा तुम्हारे वो मोटर है तो करना ही पड़ेगा.
Yes.
And that medical is
But
also
statute,
driven by
again,
APD.
understanding statute is only third party insurance.
Third party, yes.
Motor own damage is again voluntary. But वो भी लोगों को नहीं समझता है.
वही comprehensive ही लेना better है, नहीं तो claim एक आ जाएगा तो पता चल जाएगा.
नहीं, because people will only otherwise buy third party और खुद का accident हो गया तो फिर insurance company will say you don't have a own damage cover. They will say अरे insurance तो था but वो काय का था वो देखो तो सही.
Accident वो समझ गया होगा कि भाई comprehensive लेना ही better है. Any one claim can make you aware about it.
And health insurance is often driven by tax incentives.
वो ये tax incentive के लिए लेते हैं, but they don't know protection is important. Okay, statutes, it's very highly regulated. Just go to the next slide. So this industry is very highly regulated because IRDA also has something like, I would say, 50 to 60 regulations. Insurance Act एक है and IRDA के regulations हैं. For each and everything there are regulations.
So how does FEMA come into picture?
FEMA comes into picture because of the foreign exchange policies are there. So there are policies where we take premium in foreign currency.
Let's go into priorities, no? Because time is short. It will be a series.
So again, in short, it is very highly governed, and that's why we have to be like on toes for each and everything. It can't be just premium liya, claim diya. Okay, this is insurance terminology. Next slide. Just to understand the balance sheet better. So there is something gross written premium. So this is the premium excluding GST, total premiums that we write, plus reinsurance accepted. So as an insurance company, I can also do reinsurance. You know, some company has written some premiums. They want some protection. So I can also do it if I have a capacity again, you know, because for writing premiums, you should have capacity in terms of my reinsurance arrangements, my solvency, and my ability to withstand the claims that will come from that. Why is other fellow reinsuring with me? Because he is also seeing some risk in this.
Controls can be loose, probably that risk you.
So this is the area again, if I were to, you know, combine what opportunities chartered accountants have. So chartered accountants can also be underwriters. You know, they can be good underwriters of evaluating risk. So along with engineers, you know, it's not necessary that only CS can be the underwriter because we can't underwrite the complex engineering risks.
In surveyors, you are saying underwriters and surveyors.
Underwriters, surveyors are after claims happening.
Yeah. So
risk underwriters before writing मैं क्या premium charge करूँ? इसमें कितना रिस्क है, मैं कितना ले सकता हूँ, तो उसके लिए you need underwriters and that is a financial capability there chartered accountants can play a role. Yes, there is an underwriting of engineering also where we'll have to work with engineers. They will evaluate the risk at the particular, say Reliance refinery में, again I'll give because that's a very classical example for the country. If we have to evaluate that, so engineers will be required to evaluate कि भाई कहाँ पे heat ज़्यादा है, कहाँ पे कम है, कहाँ पे risk ज़्यादा है. So there are equipments used to evaluate के risk ज़्यादा है, कम है, उसका risk mitigation है, नहीं है. If risk mitigation is there, good enough, then the premium should be lower. If the risk mitigation is not there, and if the insured is not ready to do risk mitigation measures, premiums will be high.
So how many chartered accountant underwriters you have in your system?
We have chartered accountant underwriters in the liability insurance.
Yeah, how many numbers?
We have something around 15 to 20.
Okay, so is it a good professional opportunity?
Yeah. For liability lines of business, it's a very good opportunity because there you have to study the balance sheet, you have to study the governance structure of that company.
So these are individuals.
Individuals.
Firms.
Individuals.
Big four or all general?
Individual employees like he, myself,
us.
Yeah.
We can also be a liability underwriter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Employees also.
Yeah. Employees only.
Employees of.
Yeah. All our underwriters are employees.
Are employees.
My employee strength
not
is
professional.
10,000. My employee strength is
now close to 11,000.
11,000.
So 15 to 20 employees are CA underwriters.
Yeah. In liability.
It's a very niche product.
Yes. Okay. Unexpired premium reserve. So what happens is whatever premium we take in our balance sheet, the earnings does not happen on the day one. If you pay 100 as premium, that is not my income. My income is earned every day. 1 by 365 I earn every day. Net earned premium is what is NWP that I missed? It's a less reinsurance ceded. So if I have 100 of premium and if I have taken a protection of reinsurance, so I have to pay proportionate premium to the reinsurers. So if I say Manoj's risk is say 100 rupees premium I take, but I want to reinsure it with some reinsurer, he says how much? I said 50% because if Manoj comes up with a claim of say 70, 100 का premium या 70 का claim आया, so 35 the reinsurer will pay me. So that's a 50% reinsurance. So I have to pay 50% premium also. So 100 में से 50 का premium the reinsurer will take away.
What percentage you are doing reinsurance roughly? 50.
On my entire average. Because there are risks like Reliance Refinery, I reinsure 99.99%.
Okay.
Then there are airline risk. Airline risk, I reinsure around 99%. Like marine hull, the entire ship is there. So that also I reinsure around 99%.
But you have to pay full premium?
99% premium.
Premium you have to pay?
Proportionate premium.
In India, apart from GIC, any reinsurer is there?
No.
In private place?
Only GICR is there. Only GIC.
Then how they protect themselves? The reinsurance?
For retrocession. They further reinsure with the foreign reinsurance.
Who is the final?
There is no
there is no bar. So people can file and come up with a new reinsurance company. Capital is huge. You see, if you know, if like our company, I will talk, I reinsure around 50%. My premiums are around 16,700 crores last year. So I would have paid reinsurance premium of some around 8,000 crores. So if the premiums are 8,700 crores, the corresponding risk would be at least 500 times. So that is the risk that reinsurance company.
Tons of money to bear. The kind of expertise required is very.
They must have that much.
Proportionate, whatever. If I cede them 20%, so they will cover 20% of my risk.
Also do reinsurance with other.
Yeah, that's called retrocession.
Swiss Re and other.
Swiss Re, Munich Re. These are the two big score.
Any American company?
American, there are like American Modern is one. American
At
Modern.
15,700 premium. What's your rank?
We are number 2 in private sector.
Who's number 1?
ICAI number.
Okay. And 3?
3 is Bajaj Allianz.
Difference is huge or narrow?
When you are launching an IPO.
Disclaimer was there, no? First slide.
I cannot talk on that.
What's the gap between 2 and 3?
2 and 3 would be maybe around 2,000 crores.
Okay, a good gap is there.
Yeah.
Only one. ICAI number is there in private
sector. ICAI number. Unexpired premium now. That is supposing I have done reinsurance also. Unexpired premium would be lying in my liability, right? So that reinsurance what I paid would be lying in my asset correspondingly, or it is net of corresponding.
Yes. For earnings will happen for that also, no? Whatever reinsurance I have paid for that also. This.
So that will be showing as asset simultaneously in my balance sheet.
Yeah. But this unexpired is net. Always I show in my balance sheet as net. Net of reinsurance. Net of reinsurance.
Will you accept reinsurance also or not?
Yes.
I accept the first line. Very hardly 1 or 2% of my total premium. Because I am not in the business of reinsurance. IRDA will say, "Mere license aapko iska nahi diya hai." Because it requires a different kind of capital, different kind of skill sets.
Acha, Samir, what I suggest, you finish your talk now, then we'll open house, and all interaction further we'll have in open house.
Okay. So
Clear,
I just so net earned premium is the net of reinsurance. So earnings will happen, over 365 days. जो earn नहीं हुआ है वो liability में पड़ा रहेगा. Next year balance sheet से निकल के income में चले जाएगा. Same way, it is like एक leaking bucket है और ऊपर से भी पानी आ रहा है. इधर से अर्निंग हो रही है ऊपर से वापस पानी आ रहा है. So unearned premium is like that. It is like that. Net incurred claims is again whatever claims I pay and change my reserves, because reserves I have to keep on reserving claims. And very interesting concept. If you want to spend another 2 hours, I can talk on IBNR.
Oh, wonderful. We will do that, and we will do a separate session, as a part of.
For that, I'll call my actuary also.
Oh, wonderful! Arey, great. Wonderful.
This is incurred but not reported. See what happens on 31st March every year. I have received some claims. I have reserved that. But what happens is there are certain claims like आपका accident हो गया गाड़ी का. Sorry, not yours or somebody else. I'm extremely sorry. So he would not report immediately. By year end, he will not report. And I will also not come to him, but that event has happened. So I will have to reserve for that claim. So what actuaries does is they have methodologies to estimate what could be incurred but not reported. So that number they come up with, and that is what is reserved. And this is very important number.
Yeah, basis the
It's
past
past
experience, that
experience.
what was the delay in reporting?
During the year, then you may reconcile it or.
Yes, that is the test of the
Backtesting.
quality of your reserve. That is a test of your quality.
Ultimate usage.
That is ultimate. If you reserve less और profit ज्यादा बता दिया एक साल में, but next year तुमको दिख जाएगा वो कि भाई आपने reserve कम किया था, and that is where this shows up in your loss ratio. So Ashok, just go to slide then 14. So this is the very important ratio that one should see for an insurance company, a combined ratio, which is nothing but a claim ratio plus your expense ratio. So this is if your premium is 100, what is your combined ratio? This does not include your investment income at all. तो अगर आपका 100 का प्रीमियम है, कितना क्लेम दिया उसमें से कितना खर्चा किया, what is left is your insurance business का earning, operating profit or EBITDA, what you call it. And this is the test of your underwriting. कि कितना अच्छा underwriting और how good business that you are able to write and how good your expense you are able to manage.
In the total size of 32, how many will be profitable at the operating?
वो है slide number मैं लेके जाऊँ इसमें.
We'll come to it. Let him finish. We'll do an open.
Slide number 17 वही है.
Okay.
This is slide number 17. This is industry profitability financial year 23. Total loss of the industry is 2,541 crores. At least.
Net loss after considering even investment.
Investment income के बाद में. So again, that I will tell you. Combined ratio of the industry is 116%. Okay, so and loss ratio for the industry was 82.9%. So 83% is the loss ratio of the industry. Private sector is 75%. Sahis is 61% because they are young, their portfolio is young, so their loss ratio is not yet developed, but their expense ratio is high. So their combined ratio is around 97%.
Two of them making profit.
Profit देखो underwriting result सबका negative है. Star Health and Care they are making profits on underwriting level.
Star Health and
Care.
Okay.
So this is the profitability and
इन्वेस्टमेंट इनकम की वजह से सर्वाइव हो रहा है.
22,000. हाँ, sorry.
इन्वेस्टमेंट इनकम की वजह से सर्वाइव हो रहा है.
Survive, no, I would say thrive. उसके लिए thrive हो रहा है.
But that is the part of your business only actually. It is part of your business because you.
Actually, business है तो investment surplus.
But you have to manage investment. That's why very carefully, and that is where if you say by regulation you have to invest in AAA and government securities 65%.
Okay.
Most of the companies have more than 80% in this too. Because see, the business of taking risk in investment is not of ours. We can't take risk, just to increase yields. If I lose the principal, that would be a bigger loss.
Core is insurance only.
So the core risk taking has to happen in the insurance. So this is the, in short, so ROE, if you look at it, so ROE in terms of, so this is how people stack up.
Next year will be lottery.
So ROE, who are the top three?
देख लो भाई वो भी.
जब rate cut आएगा तो next year will have to do.
Sorry?
आपका ही है HDFC.
So because you have not introduced capital for so long.
You are number 19.1.
We have not introduced capital for so long. We're not required. Even in COVID, we would have paid highest in private sector COVID claims. 1,400 crores of COVID claims that we paid. उसका कभी प्रीमियम लिया नहीं था किसी के पास because there was no history. So in our premium calculation, that was not counted.
And just to add, there was no reinsurance cover because there was no history, there was no cover available.
Reinsurer immediately said that we will not cover COVID claims.
But now pandemics and all these types of diseases.
Claims increase was somewhere around 8 to 10%. But now also that effect is still there because certain hospital protocols have gone up because they are doing certain kind of tests and all. Even after COVID has gone away. So that cost has gone up in our hospital bills. So that hospital bills are up by 10-12%.
Must have got increased.
Sorry?
Routine bills themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Routine bills has also gone up. So next is on the valuation. Next slide. So how the insurance companies are valued. So again, the normal parameters, price to book and price to earning are always there. But for insurance company, price to GWP is also important because all the companies are not profit making or not up to the mark because or the profits have got impacted because of one-off events. So this one factor also analysts consider to value them. This is not the only factor to be taken, but this is one of the factors. So the weightages are given to price to GWP, price to book, and price to earning. And based on that, the valuations are happening.
What weightages would go to price to premium?
Price to premium would be lowest if you ask. Okay. Because the premium that you write may not necessarily be the profitable one.
True. Yeah.
You may write a huge amount of a group health, and that is the case with the public sector. If you see.
Gross premiums and not net premiums.
नेट प्रीमियम भी ले सकते हैं तो कोई वो चेंज हो जाएगा
तो मेरा मेन इनकम तो नेट ही है, इट्स नॉट ग्रॉस.
नहीं, बट ग्रॉस में क्या होता है, रीइंश्योरेंस आप जो करते हो दैट गिव्स यू प्रोटेक्शन एंड आल्सो इट गिव्स यू सम कमीशन इनकम बैक.
बिजनेस, नो दैट्स द बिजनेस यू आर
बिकॉज़ व्हेन यू सीक टू रीइंश्योरर
कमीशन
वो भी देता है आपको कमीशन बिकॉज़ फॉर अर्निंग दैट प्रीमियम यू हैव स्पेंट समथिंग ना, you have spent some commission, so what reinsurer also gives you back some reimbursement of your cost.
Numbers.
And so commission is also part of premium or it's part of other
income, not other income. It's as a part of reinsurance commission income. So once you go through the balance sheet, now I think you will be able to relate what I'm saying. So again, the price to GWP, it again goes on the perception. If you see different categories of insurers, the numbers are different. So price to GWP, it is 2.5 times for certain companies, 0.5 for some other category of the company, and 2 times for from some other category. So again, the category also plays an important role. What category the company is, and that is how the valuation happens. And this example I have taken of only 3 listed. And the last one is, still in the press, that is Niva Bupa. The discussions are on where the private equity firms are, looking for some investment in this company. So the investments are happening, the discussions are happening at, if you see price to earning of Niva Bupa. So they are not making any profits, but only because of their quality of business and the quantum of business that they are doing. So they are getting this valuation. So again, there is some scarcity value in this sector. Because of scarcity of paper, also some kind of valuation this sector is getting. So if you are wanting to enter this sector, people may be ready to pay higher premiums, which you are seeing in the last transaction, which is still under discussion.
Scarcity value and on the high growth opportunities, because there are studies.
Again, that's what I'm saying. 1% penetration.
6 in the world in next 10 years. So a big shift will happen in terms of
absolutely.
Which company is owning the Niva? Which company is owning Niva Bupa?
Niva Bupa is private equity is there, no?
Achha, not the Max India or
Max bhi hai.
Earlier it was Max Bupa, now
so but
they have
Max still has a stake.
Thoda stake hai, but otherwise they have sold it to private equity, and some more private equity want to enter because they need some fund now.
So we need to have more companies listed on the bourses. So
Absolutely.
Otherwise there is no problem. Private sector, public sector we have 2, GIC and New India.
But उसका valuation देखो, valuation जो market is giving them valuation.
कंपनी का investor call होता है, उसमें information सब आता है. We haven't seen any PSU investor call.
They give they give a lot of information. So if you ask for it, you'll get it.
So this is it. So again, go to the next slide. So what regulator is doing is they want to increase, the awareness. What I was talking about, accessibility. Bima Sugam, what I was talking about in the beginning, the platform which is being created by IRDA himself, where all the companies' products will be available and the buyer can go and buy from that platform only. This is same like Policy Bazaar. So Policy Bazaar gives products of different insurance company, but this will be owned by IRDA only. So here there won't be any other cost which will be there, which will be incurred. So absolutely. And the reason is to improve the affordability. And this is why the penetration is low. And this is what IRDA chairman is also targeting. Ease of doing business.
When is it actually going to happen?
Bima Sugam is already under testing.
Yeah.
It is, so maybe in next 3 to 6 months it will be live.
Live, but significant size will become when?
That again depends on how popular it becomes, how people start adopting to it. So, or एक आध साल लगेगा.
Okay.
It will help know that all Gram Panchayats are linked with 5G and Bima Sugam will be available. Awareness will go up. So
Absolutely.
in a short to medium term, the penetration will go up because of this.
Will benefit the industry?
Absolutely, yes. So again, the industry credibility will go up.
And
तो आज की तारीख में जो ये सब सवाल इतने हैं आपके वो कम हो
It
जाएंगे.
will benefit the distributors because a lot of things will happen digital.
Distributor will become more disciplined. That I can say.
Okay.
They will become more disciplined because they have something, like Bima Sugam is there. The customers will then, if they don't provide good service, customers will not go to them.
So digital first will become the mantra in that case. Clearly.
Absolutely. So that's because that is how we'll be able to access the length and breadth of the country.
This is akin to that frictionless platform that RBI is trying to create for NDFCs.
Right. So 16% growth. You said 2001 to now. So that 16 will go up because of this penetration that
minimum, at least it will be maintained. And that is what if
you not a significant jump.
नहीं jump आएगा तो अच्छा ही है, but again not being too bullish and not wanting to sound very optimistic. Still, if you go to slide 20, this 2.5 lakh crores will easily go to at least 9 to 10 lakh crores in next 10 years.
Okay.
And we would be
easily
again,
go. You said easily go.
Yeah.
It's almost 3.5 times.
Yeah.
3.5 times in 10 years.
Nearly 4 times.
It's very good.
Nearly
outstanding. And you are number one in the game in ROE as of today.
So that is thanks to our culture. That is thanks to our culture, I can say, where we look for growth but also profitable growth.
So you need more visibility on that.
So amongst the private players, Hdfc Ergo is like the highest market share.
No, we are number 2.
The highest being
ICAI Lombard.
But most profitable in ROE.
Global ranking, I said we were 15th, but next 10 years will be 6 to 8 because other countries are not growing at the rate, but we are growing.
LIC has over 25 crore policies. Now, number of policies is very important. You are servicing so many stakeholders.
Absolutely.
25 crore policies among the highest in the world.
Correct. License from people will start happening based on quality of service again.
So the size of Indian industry is actually very, very large. Because of currency factors, it is then if you readjust to currency factors.
And also what good point he said is we are cheap.
We are cheap.
Because of currency factors. Globally, it's because of currency.
Affordability. Who can afford, how many people can afford a premium of 50,000-60,000 per annum?
That's one side, but even the cost of hospital care in US or in India, it's different. So definitely the premiums have to be high.
Correct.
At least in some segments.
In the priority of the spending, ye last mein.
Because of
But business is driven is compulsory. Corporate will always go for insurance always.
Yeah, but that business is not what.
Okay, we are done. Now very focused. Very focused. Limited time. We will go for short issues, very critical issues, and we'll go for bullet answers, very short. Financial reporting, latest on ICAI and NFRA. Santosh, then I want you to respond. Both ICAI and NFRA. And then I want Samir and Ashok to respond.
You are talking about key developments from NFRA?
On the financial reporting.
On
IFRS and insurance, on general insurance.
So I think
both IFRS and ndAS. The current thought process latest, it has come to that October recent developments by NFRA. They are on the side we have shared. So let's look at that first.
Right.
And also then ICAI issues both.
Yeah. So there is this new standard on insurance that of course Samir and Ashok touched upon, and aptly put that there are certain measurement changes. So today, as we speak, the insurance sector, please feel free to add and correct.
Okay.
The insurance accounting is driven primarily by the IRDA norms, the regulations, and therefore, while the NBFCs, so within the BFSI space, while the NBFCs, the larger ones have converged to ndAS since last 3-4 years, banks are of course still on the IGAP and the RBI regulations. Insurance companies are also still on the IRDA regulations. Globally, there have been, see, globally, all these years, there has been under IFRS also, there has been this IFRS 4 insurance contracts, which doesn't really speak much. It does not lay out the measurement requirements for insurance companies. They have always been piggybacking on whatever national standard setters and regulators have been prescribed. Internationally, since last couple of years, 1st January 21 onwards, there is this new standard on IFRS 17. IFRS 17 lays out the measurement requirements for insurance contracts. It also has very specific requirements with respect to, so for example, if you have combined contracts, like you have certain investment components and insurance components, there are various in time value of money, which Ashok and Samir did also. So those very different and very complex requirements have been introduced. In India, as far as the Indian convergence goes, as I said earlier, the insurance companies, both the life insurance and the general insurance, have been under the IGAP regime or the IRDA regulatory regime as far as financial reporting. Since last few months, in fact, since last few years, the institute as well as NFRA have been kind of deliberating whether to bite the bullet so far as this new standard is concerned. When ndAS transition was to happen, they did they held on to it for insurance companies because globally the standard was under preparation. So they said, let's see the new standard first, uske baad hi insurance companies ko lagate hain. And then, of course, LIC was not, they had a lot of discussions with the institute and the MCA saying that let our IPO come first and then you talk about the new standard. So all in all, now there is no pushback or there is no room for further deferral. So what Manoj ji is also kind of alluding to is there have been last few days, NFRA has met insurance companies and all that, and in all likelihood 1st April 2024 is the transition date for the new standard for insurance companies.
Is that final decision done or still waiting for
It will have to be pronounced by the IRDA. So there is an outreach which is discussions which are going on, because apart from the MCA, the other stakeholder, the other regulator is IRDA. The last time there were some issues with the IRDA regulation. So for example, fair valuation. So one of the issue, based on our discussion was if LIC has to fair value its investments, the kind of quantum
very complex,
yes. Quantum of the investments that LIC holds. So if those have to be fair valued, and then under the LIC Act, you need to have certain portion of your profits given to the policy holders as a bonus. So those regulations will have to be thought through.
So transition date you said 1st April
24.
Ready? 1st April 24. So are you ready and all industry is ready?
IRDA has come out with a roadmap for the transition, and according to that, they have divided companies into 3 phases. So first phase is where the company is already listed or is in the process of getting listed, and the investment is about 35,000 crores. So that is first phase, where the date is 1st of April 25.
25.
1st of April 25. Yeah.
NFRA,
Yeah. So, but IRDA has come out with the roadmap where it is 1st April 25.
Yes.
Second is the companies with investment of 10,000 crores to 35,000 crores. So that is 1st April 26. And all other companies are 1st April 27. So this is the roadmap on which the IRDA is.
Manoj, just to kind of reconcile.
Correct.
Now this new standard, the way it will have to be under the regulations, it will have to be first notified in the Companies Act.
True.
Abhi step by step देखने जाए तो फिर, so therefore MCA will have to pronounce it as of 1st of April 2024. But because of course the insurance companies are driven by IRDA, so IRDA is their primary regulator. So there is a phase for insurance companies by IRDA.
Yeah.
So, but the standard will be pronounced on a in all likelihood, it will be on 1st of April 2024. Uska first year, insurance company ko nahi karna hai, wo that is the other thing.
So ICAI would be ready much before. I think they are almost ready. That means
MCA, right?
So is it
ICAI and NFRA consultations are taken place.
Yes.
Right?
ICAI has to just facilitate and recommend.
Yes.
Nothing
Yes.
like that. So IRDA has not spoken about voluntary adoption.
Fine. So we are ready that way. The profession is ready for it.
And so getting ready. So
large companies are ready.
It has a lot of complications, not only in terms of just a button to be pressed and to be, because there are a lot of preparation to be done. Technology preparation also will have to be done. So those things are, first of all, financial implications will have to be understood. So that impact analysis phase is going on. So IRDA has asked for the various, impacts from various companies, and that is what is now on. And that is where the 1st of April 25 is the date given.
Now, Ashok, one thing for you, your own thought process. Impact on P&L and impact on reserves. What hit you expect?
So it will be positive on bottom line. Because as we just saw the combined ratio, which is far higher, the discounting, which is a major factor, which will come as a part of outstanding liabilities we carry in our balance sheet. So it will be a positive on P&L on the.
By how much? Effectively,
so if
ballpark percentage.
Ballpark figure, the combined ratio, which is traveling somewhere 105, 108, will definitely be around 90 plus.
Just because of financial reporting.
That's right.
No business changes. We are talking only financial reporting.
Yes, financial reporting.
But change kaise hoga? This is reporting. See, because of only an
so positive. So great.
What will happen is, why this will improve is because today investment income is below the line. It is not included in combined. What will happen under IFRS 17 is that whatever is directly linked to the insurance business. So proportion of my investment is directly, which is my policyholders' money. Because today my investment book is what? My net worth plus this premium, unexpired premium or whatever. So whatever is pertaining to the policyholder will go above the line in operating. And that is how my operating profits will improve and combined will improve by
great.
5 to 7%.
Impact on the Ashok, impact on the balance sheet reserves.
So as I said, this will be this will go down considering the discounting, and of course bring out the economical value of my all asset and liabilities on the balance sheet, which is actually historical and the current amortized cost, I can say. That's one.
Yeah.
But I think very primarily I want to just add here is not an accounting standard change. We need to be very mindful when we say that it isn't just one more accounting system. It is not like that when lease would have announced or share-based payment would have been announced and so on and so forth. This is a very, very drastic change. So when we look at any insurance company, so 90% of my accounting goes or is attached to the insurance contract, which is say IFRS 17. Then here comes the IFRS 9, which actually, the bundling you touched upon on that topic that, when there are composite products in terms of the insurance and in addition to the insurance, like say embedded investment concept, which is more likely on the life side, as we could not, find any such product in general insurance as we speak. But there could be some of the product which could fall in under IFRS 9 rather than 17. So that's also has been kind of discussed and deliberated and concluded.
Net, a short answer. Impact on balance sheet, because we will talk about banks also getting ready. Now there are other issues. Impact on balance sheet.
As I said, impact of balance sheet, it will bring the real value of the insurer on the table.
Yeah, but how much? Positive, negative?
So balance sheet, there is nothing
it is very difficult.
No, I know, that's why this is yes, so think and answer.
So balance sheet is not a negative or positive. It will bring the real value, as I said.
Okay.
Ultimately, if you talk about, if you're discounting anything, that discounting will sit somewhere in the balance sheet only. This is not going to disappear from.
So not negative, so you don't require immediate capital to implement this standard. Otherwise, in banks there are issues, and in case of some second tier, third tier PSUs.
Like the banks, Manojji, here the impact on the capital adequacy may not be so pronounced.
Yes.
Because the provisioning, see, one of the major issues for banks is the ECL provisioning. And because if there is a provision, then there is a tier one
Correct, true.
capital adequacy.
Yes.
So unlike that, for insurance
will not be a very,
companies,
very big
itna
problem.
पंगा
Yeah,
नहीं.
there is no. So you don't need
impact,
capital.
The impact on capital will only come when risk-based capital is implemented, not when the IFRS 17 is.
Fine.
So risk-based capital will bring in risk-based, solvency calculations and all. But if you ask me, we had done a calculation some 5-6 years back based on the risk-based capital. In fact, our solvency regime today is very conservative, though it is not risk-based, but it is factor-based. But it has a lot of, I would say, safeguards which are put in. If a matured and a well-managed company risk-based capital is calculated, there is a possibility that there would be release of capital also.
Okay.
So that is one.
Good.
Other impact on PNL because of IFRS 17 is the onerous contracts. That is very, very important. What happens is today, all sorts of contracts are earned over the period of policy. But here we will have to find out profitability of each and every contract at the beginning when we write the contract and then book accordingly. If the loss ratio is more than 100 and if it is a loss-making contract, like group medical, what we discussed, the entire loss will have to be booked upfront. It can't be booked over a period of the policy.
Right.
And so that is the major impact. If you ask me what is on the negative side of the impact, this is the major impact.
Fine. Now I'll come to M&A. Yogesh, you first, and then Ashok, then you Samir. M&A, latest development, Reliance General Insurance. What's happening? And other companies.
So there are.
Then we'll come to M&A of Hdfc Ergo also.
This is getting recorded probably, that's why.
Yeah.
ndAS bit, that's why.
No, that is okay. We are talking about public domain.
So he is an interested party in that.
Yeah, that's why I was.
So IIHL has given the bid, but it has been challenged. But it has been challenged in Supreme Court because that was after the last date for bidding. So still the Supreme Court ruling is awaited. Only after that they will be able to go ahead.
That's a torrent case.
That is a torrent case.
Only one issue?
That is what the major issue I feel
plus,
it is the.
Plus ndAS have accepted few of the term sheets up to 3,000 crore rupees.
No, that's fine. There is another issue on employees' stocks in Reliance General Insurance last week.
So they have taken a legal opinion because one of the items under the offer given by IIHL was that the employee stock options will be extinguished.
They will simply revoke it.
Right.
So they will extinguish and revoke it.
Yes.
However, the CEO of Reliance General, he has taken a legal opinion from a renowned firm, which says that there is no way that can be revoked, and it has to be satisfied by the company.
So does it mean these opinions are always available the way often? It can go both ways. Now, what is coming? Does it mean it is engineered in such a way it becomes a hostile takeover and the company's current management is not cooperating? Or because of this process of IBC, highest bidder, and a decision is done by the creditors. So it's a game changer.
Challenger mechanism.
So after getting into highest bids, it started at a few thousand crores. 2,000 crores. Correct. 4,000. Yes, and then it went to 7 and 4.5 to again it went to 8.5. Right. So does it mean it can happen? So if the current management doesn't cooperate, then it can go into limbo besides the storing judgment, or it can take 2-3 years.
I think we are jumping the gun here.
No, we are looking at a 360 angle. So
but so we'll have to wait for Supreme Court, judgment as to what they give, and based on that, it will be taken up. So let's wait for.
So it may come pre-elections, post-elections. Second, Ashok, for you. Now you have seen the presentation. Gross written premium 15,700 crores, right? And today we are number
16,783 crores.
16,783 as per the last reported numbers. Now, how much percentage of that is through historic acquisitions? Suppose those acquisitions had not been done. we have a couple of acquisitions, you can share. And then what would be the impact? That means we are looking at growth-led acquisitions and organically. I want your perspective and Samir will supplement.
So I think, I would say, whatever business we had 2 acquisition as of now. One was clearly on the L&T, when it was, a big motor side acquisition. So it actually brought in the table on the motor side of business. Second acquisition, what we had on the Apollo side, it was on the health, primarily health. And what we actually acquire is business is secondary, but it was a distribution foray, what we actually brought from the Apollo Munich. So there were about, 100, more than 1 lakh agents, what we actually acquired. And if I look at from the both perspectives, that, it will contribute somewhere about, I think, close to 28 to 32% in terms of, those
premiums,
inorganic growth.
Yeah, top line. And bottom line? You can add.
Very, very difficult to say in terms of, because when we write risk or when we look at, so as we see on an average, around 80% 80% is the loss ratio when the industry is working. So that has to be a same color profit rather than, segregating to, what actually contributing from the L&T acquisition or the Apollo.
Merged entity.
Samir,
the only thing I can say is, both these acquisitions that we did, they were done with kind of an objective. There were white spaces in our business strategy. One is when we acquired L&T General, motor insurance was our priority and we wanted to be in all the OEMs. L&T General was a small company, but they had very good tie-ups. OEM tie-ups were quite good. For example, Maruti, which is 50% of the market share. So that was a very good tie-up that they had. So that helped us to, fill that gap in our strategy. Secondly, and today in our OEM tie-ups, we have OEM tie-ups of manufacturers of more than 90%. So more than 90% of the manufacturers work with us and we do insurance for them. So that is what we say benefit what has occurred because of that acquisition. Secondly, acquisition of Apollo Munich was done to capitalize on the opportunity on the health insurance, what we discussed also today. And it has helped us today to go to a number 2 in the retail health segment, where we are number 2 in terms of market share for retail health. So
the strategy was clearly driven by your product segments, not because of availability.
Absolutely.
Clear. There was a design behind the strategy.
Absolutely.
Although no, you had also bid for Reliance group. I had a conversation with Mr. Geeta Parekh on that. Actually, on that. At the time, expression of interest was there.
Only first expression, then we withdrew.
There were over 30-40 companies at that point. Then pursuit was not there because I think you have already closed in the gaps in terms of your product strategy.
No, but again, here I would say there were a lot of complexity, legal complexity involved in terms of ownership of the shares. What time the buyers would get the ownership of that, and how soon those legal tangles would be cleared. So there was uncertainty on that part, and hence we wanted to concentrate on our business rather than.
It's a good thing you did because Torrent also came in. Now very, very important thing. The merger, the big merger, HDFC Bank. How that benefits you or impacts you in terms of business. And I also referred to bank assurance, Axis Bank is doing tie-up, from that competitive strategy. Of course, that is life or general, there are different segments. So how does that happen? Because your general insurance is different. It is not sold to retail.
Very simple. I think earlier our relationship with HDFC Bank was that of a bank assurance partner. He was a channel partner for us. Yes, it was an associate company anyway, but it was only a channel partner for us who was sourcing business for us. Now it has become our parent. Okay. So it is more than a channel partner, and it is in interest of the bank that we perform well and we do good. So
percentage business from this channel partner?
I think it would be
as of today
10 to 11% of my
total business of ours
as of today. So what is a kind of a thing that means more responsibility, more benefit will come. So percentage likely also to improve as way of strategy. Like for housing, two people have openly said, KK Mistry and Renu Karnad, they would prefer it to grow faster than earlier because of the depth and distribution internal thing. So that also.
HDFC had only 250 branches.
Yes.
HDFC Bank has 8,000 branches.
True.
So that's a clear benefit that we can sell home loans over 8,000 branches.
So which are the products you expect to benefit through this?
All our products will be, sold through the branches of. So maybe health insurance is the major one that we are looking for.
Okay.
And that is how we want to, percolate down in tier 2 and tier 3 cities.
And what about general insurance and motor insurance?
Motor insurance, I said anyway, we are there.
Through the network, I'm saying, through only merger.
Absolutely, but only there we will increase the share of our business in those OEMs.
Okay.
So we have OEM, I said more than 90% partners we work with.
Yeah.
Motor manufacturers.
So mainly health insurance you're talking about.
Health insurance is the opportunity for tomorrow, and that is what
when you buy a car insurance, that is largely driven by the OEM, the dealer where
you are strong.
Bank really does not play a role.
It does not play a role.
Absolutely. True. So that's why I said, we anyway work with OEMs.
90% plus OEM we are present.
So big shift can happen because of that. Anupam, be ready with a series of questions for Samir. You are an insurance industry. This thing, huh?
As far as advertising,
1, 2, 3.
I say sell Lambert everywhere, but you are.
Let Ramesh finish.
Very, so whether it is a part of strategy or how it is.
आप ही बताओ किसको एडवर्टाइजमेंट करने की जरूरत होती?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है, सबको जरूरत है. अभी तो IDigital बैंक भी कर रहे हैं.
I think maybe
but you would have seen, not today, HDFC has been in the industry since 1977 when HDFC was formed. Till date, you would have not seen, too much of a media glare or anything. We believe in more of a word of mouth, frankly speaking, because we are in a service industry. That is what our philosophy is. There is nothing, no right or wrong. Again, it's not that, if someone is doing it's wrong and what we are doing is right. It's a philosophy that we believe that if we are giving a good service and a right service that a customer expects, by word of mouth, we'll get the business. So that was the philosophy, maybe when HDFC was growing, that was a philosophy when we were growing. In fact, we also were in 2008, my premium was 239 crores. And 2023, we did 16,783. So that's around 75 times more premiums I have done in last 16-17 years. So the philosophy is that if I am giving good service, my customers will be my salesman. In fact,
we believe in communicating more innovation.
So it's not that we don't do also. We do some kind of advertising. ऐसा नहीं है.
मैं वही बता रहा
वो खर्चा मैं क्लेम में दे देता हूँ ना.
I think one point I would like to add here. He just said. So we are, as he said, we are not maybe
500 crore का loss
on our products. But we clearly, and then you must have seen of lately, maybe last month or last couple of months, onboarding the app what we launched called App, which is nothing but we have actually created a platform, first of its kind in India, which is actually, I think, I'm hopeful some of you would.
Actually, I would request all of you to download that app, which is called Here. HERE. आपके app store में जाके आप खाली Here करोगे ना. It has nothing to do with selling insurance. We have made that app just to make people think of us every day morning when you get up. तुमको कुछ health insurance related कुछ चाहिए, आपको medicine खरीदनी है, आपको you want to do some doctor consultation, free of cost we will do through our app. So this app is only as a service. मोटर का आपको चलन आया है नहीं आया है वो भी चेक करना है तो मेरे ये ऐप पे से आपको पता चल जाएगा. आपको कार वॉशिंग करवाना है, कार पार्किंग करवाना है, you will get from my app.
CSR रहेंगे?
Not at all. CSR
what
also.
is the full form? Can you share? HERE.
Here. You get everything here.
What is the download so far?
1 million downloads.
1 million downloads.
That's all.
देखा आपने? हाँ देखो.
That's all.
कितना महीना हुआ है?
I feel IPL advertiser will get over in downloads and crores.
The good thing is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So this is the, sir, IPL is a different brand altogether. And this is for your service, for your any motor needs, any health needs. HERE, here.
No, by HDFC logo.
Can you show on the screen? You are not included that in the slide.
No, we have not. Screen पे भी कर सकते हैं. इधर उधर. See, only.
मिल गया sir, easy to find.
Yeah, it's just you have to just type HERE. That's it. On
No, I was saying, can it come on the screen?
वो तो फिर आपको ऐप को
1, 2, 3 you can start showing also if possible.
नहीं उस पे नहीं आएगा.
नहीं आएगा ना.
Online viewers.
Yeah, we'll have to connect. नहीं है, Wi-Fi is there.
Sir, in today's scenario where the digitalization is major increasing now, so how you are achieving that means as far as
So
everything is paperless.
correct. So if you ask me, so there is a code which is available through WhatsApp also. So we give customers and our channel partners there is an app even for my channel partners. This is an app for general public, free everybody, whether you're a customer or not customer. This is to gain mind share of my customers. In future, if someone wants to buy my policy, fine. But on this app, there is no. Otherwise, online, you can go and buy my policy. Everything can be done. You can lodge a claim also online. There is an app for customers, separate app, where you can lodge a claim, you can buy a policy, you can review a policy, you can track a claim also. If you have lodged a claim, you can see the claim at all stages. कि तुम्हारा claim अभी कहाँ पर है, approval हो गया है, payment कभी तक आएगा. You can see that every day also.
Samir, two important things. One is the future of fintech platforms like Policy Bazaar. Second, and most important for everybody, it's open house, we can discuss. The new role of CFO as far as the regulator's expectation.
So regulators' expectation.
First is we can connect digital and future of Policy Bazaar type platform.
Rather than naming that, what I'm saying is that it is one of the options available to customers, like Bima Sugam I said. So it is one more option available to customer that will help in more accessibility for customers. It will be, they'll be able to compare the prices and they will be able to, so it is easy to spread this kind of an availability of insurance for everybody. So fintechs, yes, they have future, but there won't be monopoly. So there will be a lot of fintechs which will be available. Whoever gives the best service will thrive.
Many distributors don't like such Policy Bazaar type of platforms. The current traditional.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Liking, disliking is a personal thing, because more the options available, it would be more competitive. And it is good for customers.
Good. Now, new role of CFO clearly expressed at a recent conference by the regulator. What do you say? Clearly detailed answer. And Ashok, a detailed answer. And Santosh, detailed answer. Yogesh, Archana, Anupam, detailed answer.
It will be fast now because
no, that's okay.
But
it's important. Yeah, that's okay.
So very important. CFO role has evolved, over last maybe 2 or 3 decades. I can say earlier it was only a record keeping kind of job which was expected, but now the expectation is not only for record keeping and reporting and all. So that apart, because that role does not go away or does not reduce by any chance. In fact, it has increased multifold because of higher regulatory, I would say, scrutiny, and complexity of business. So that role remains. So for that role, CFOs will have to take, I would say, help of technology first of all, so that it becomes seamless, timely, and without any errors. So that is one, the regulatory role, reporting role, accounting role. All those roles will have to be performed by CFO, but technology will help them in this. Secondly, the role of a business partner. I think that is again also becoming very, very important. Being a senior management personnel, they have to play a role of a business partner or a guide to CEO, if you ask me, for one, at one hand, just showing CEO the governance side of it, and other side is where are the business opportunities that could be looked at. Yes, the frontline business will get the new ideas, and the bridge between the frontline ideas and the CEO will be the CFO to see, yes, which ideas are the one, which can be tried out, not necessarily profitable today or tomorrow, which ideas will really be, something for tomorrow, and which are the ideas we should adopt, because otherwise we would be out of business. So this is the role which, the CFOs will have to play.
Dr. Yogesh. Sir, in addition to what all points he said, the major role, obviously, sir said a few minutes back.
Your view
is about fraud. My focus is on two major things: fraud and governance. Recently, we've seen several startups, several big companies not releasing their financial statements. SEBI chairman talking about the frauds and the accountability of CFOs. These are going to take front stage because given all the circumstances, governance has taken front stage since last 1.5 years. Earlier, it always used to be focused on salesperson. It always used to be finance being a cost center and sales being a business center and all. But that I don't think will be as same as in future. That's what I think. They have to act like a catalyst.
Fine. Ashok, a very, very clear question. How you'd react? 50 crore to fraud from certain branch. It comes to your attention. So you are the first person from the management team. It come to your attention. What are the first three things you'll do? So, considering the expectation of the regulator.
So I think, first of all, there is a very, very clear, expectation that, why actually this has happened. So immediately it will not be, step 1, 2, 3. It will be simultaneously steps. So one, of course, reporting to the appropriate internal management of.
Yeah. So that's what level?
It has to be nothing less than CFO and CEO. That's the
CFO and CEO.
That's right.
Okay. Because simultaneously, immediately. Okay.
And then, of course, we have a practice of having a very, very risk mitigating and the fraud management team, which actually works as a governing team independently, as an independent team. So information definitely goes to them so that they can immediately look at what went wrong. And I think it actually brings up to the speed, what mitigation need to be done immediately, because it is just 500 or 50 crore. And it may go up to 500 or 5,000 crore at best if we kind of delay them. So these are the, immediate. Of course, now there are expectations from the auditors as well, which is actually, depending on the quantum. They need to know within 2 working days, as soon as they come to know, they have to report to the appropriate authorities, maybe the audit committee, and maybe if the severity is even higher to the government body. So, these are the primarily thing. And then, I will just take a step back, maybe, getting into about, just to, on that part, first question, what you asked, detailed view, but you did not allow me to say something on that.
No, full, you
so
have a clear example.
The opportunity to
full.
That.
You can say as
so I can, what I see as a, new age CFO, it's more of a strategic partnership. Earlier, it used to be the, kind of a backseat, as he said. But now it's more of a strategic partnership. So it is not just post facto. So everything once happened and you are recording of it, those days are gone. So it is more upfront, you are part of strategy, be it business, be it acquisition, be it M&A, anything you talk about. It's a more of strategic role, one need to be ready and execute shoulder to shoulder with the CEO.
So now it's a very important question. It won't take much time. So you report simultaneously to the CFO, who is also a member of the board. And you also report to CEO simultaneously, who is also a member of the board. 2 board members. Then you said a RICS team. RICS team, how many people are members on the board? No. So 2 members of the board and 2 working days to the auditor from day 1. So what about the other members of the board? When do they come to know? I am referring to independent directors also.
So, as I said, as soon as it comes in the light of auditors, they are duty bound to intimate the entire audit committee, including independent directors, within 2 working days.
Audit committee, including independent.
That's
right. Still, some members of the board are left out from the auditor's reporting angle. When do they come to know?
But I think, as I understand, regulatory requirement restricts up to audit committee, and naturally, no.
Not restricts, they require. They don't restrict.
Require. No, I said required.
They don't restrict.
And normally, what companies have the governance structure on a quarterly basis to report such things to the board as well.
Quarterly. So 2 days, auditor, you have done your job same day. 2 members of the board know. 2 members, CFO, because here you are also a board member. CEO incidentally is a board member. Other directors through the normal process of quarterly reporting or the next board meeting, right? Apparently.
So depending upon the severity of.
No, severity is there. We mentioned 50 crores. So 50 severity is there in a branch.
No. So then it is my responsibility to report to the entire board.
Yes.
So I will report to the entire board immediately on coming to know that this is the
same day.
Same day.
Oh, this is what we are referring to. This is a great practice.
Yeah. So that is what we do as a thing. If at all, the matter is so serious.
Yeah, at least inform. Let them react.
Absolutely.
Yesterday, I was sitting with a person. He was getting a call from a board member, top renowned company, multi-billion-dollar thing. At 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, 10, we want a full agenda. How you react to independent directors? You're not giving info. What does a top person say? At 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Today, we know such independent directors are playing a much more vigilant role for whatever reason known to themselves. So you will do that.
They are also responsible. So reasons are that they are also held responsible today. So independent directors will.
We have seen cases.
Yeah. I'm referring to
We have
renowned.
seen independent directors resigning because of.
You are a deputy CFO. Deputy CFO. How do you react to new role of CFO as per regulatory expectations?
Absolutely, as they are covered, the role is much beyond typical accounting. Majority of the accounting.
No, we are talking about fraud. The regulator says if CEOs were did their job properly, most of those frauds would not happen, and there is a study. It's a new role of CFO.
No, I report to the CFO. I will report to CFO. That's what.
You report to CFO. Okay. Not to the
no, I don't.
Chairman or the CEO. You will report to the CFO. Okay. No, fine. Now coming to this has been a great session. Latest developments. Just quickly we'll do. Among the top tier results have come. Banking sector, insurance sector, IT sector, NBFCs, they have come. Santosh, your take on that. You are a master. Usually you always do review. Yes. In a limited time we have.
I can't. I don't have any specific slides, but I was a bit, bit surprised with the Bajaj Finance results because they had the net interest margin bit, and then slight increase in the asset under still around 2,49,000 crores. Otherwise, I did not, apart from my own clients, I did not find time to follow other
HDFCs.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now I done a detailed review.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other company you want to add? Any sector?
Of course, today's paper had Reliance.
Yes, Reliance. You always study Reliance thoroughly.
Jio has done really well. I think the ARPU has slightly increased.
Just by 1 rupee.
Yeah, but that's a significant quarter on quarter. This is a quarterly ARPU, right? So that's significant for.
But still, in Jio, the EBITDA growth is only 12%.
And then the footfalls have.
It is not good to
Reliance.
a specific company.
Reliance Retail, the footfall is record high. So I think it has been a decent result.
Yeah, the retail has significant growth. Prakash.
One thing I was surprised that looking at many FMCG companies' announcement, they are facing the volume segmentation, and some of them is volume decline. Even Patanjali is facing the volume issue. So that means there is something wrong in the rural demand. Because I have spoken to one person in the retail company. They say that people are buying more small sachet. But if they are buying 1 kg bottle, now they are buying half kg or 250 gram like that.
But many analysts have linked that to the monsoon not being very.
Yeah. So that is affecting FMCG people are crying for the volume. So that is affecting the demand. And just one from a bank, why NI has gone down for Bajaj. See, all loans are linked with MCLR. My MCLR was 8% earlier. Now, any loan which is given earlier was MCLR plus spread. Now my MCLR is 9%. So my cost is increasing. So there's the same 14% personal loan and ODA and loan rate is same.
They have not been able to reset
They are not able to pass on. Now what is our MCLR has gone up, spread is same.
But cost of borrowing
is coming down. You see the watch next quarter. It's going to be more tough. So in last 25 or 30 days, there is a 23 bits higher in the T-bill.
Ramesh? So now, okay, can we request for a vote of thanks to the session?
Okay, thank you first of all, Manoj for this interesting sessions and the Q&A and enthusiastic participation by all the panel members as well as the participants. Thank you so much. Thank you, Samir ji, for the wonderful presentation. We wish I had more time to delve into in details and
to ask
still lots of questions which we have, which we will take in the next session.
Sure.
Of course. Thank you, Ashok ji. Thank you, Geeta ji, and really appreciate all the slides, and we still have lots of things to delve into, and hopefully we'll continue the part 2 of this very soon. Thank you, Yogesh, and thank you, Santosh, for the wonderful insights into ndAS and your other take on the accounting aspects of it.
Thank you, Archana, and thank you, Anupam. Really wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting us, and I think it was a good session and allowed to share my views. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Recording off. Very good session. Thanks a lot.
Ah,